Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live for round 5 of the PenPower European V8 Supercar Championship. I'm Andrew Woodhouse from the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Ciao a tutti. And I'm joined by Alex Simpson. Buongiorno, Alex.
Yeah, hello, welcome. Good to be here. Haven't been left watching the V8s for quite some time. I can't remember the last one. I think it was Sebring or maybe Road America. I remember the two from season 1 when we did it. I don't think I did any in season 2.
Yeah,
so crazy. But yeah, gonna be a lot of fun. Monza without the first chicane, so crazy high speed. Curva Grande is going to be absolutely epic. It'll be interesting to see how they take that. If it's fully flat through there, I think these V8 Supercars are going to have enough downforce to hold it through there. I might be wrong. We'll go on board and have a look soon. But yeah, this is going to be a great race, and good to be back.
Two things that the V8 Supercar loves, isn't it? Fast straights to use all that power, that big engine, and curbs.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't mind the curves and through the chicane, so should be good to see there. I mean, car's still going to be a little bit tricky while it settles down coming off there, getting on the power. We'll see with the low speed sections, and Gary's going to be a lot of fun. Watch them come out of that corner there. They're going to get a little bit loose, so that should be good. I've seen a couple of people have some fun through Parabolica as well, so it's going to be it's going to be an interesting race meeting for sure.
I'm always a little disappointed. I think we always have this conversation when we run Monza without the first chicane, because I think it takes away the best overtaking opportunity on the circuit. However, it does mean you have that run into the Curva della Roggia, which then becomes, the first braking area on the track.
Yeah, and that's going to be an epic one. That's for sure. So,
and you can really make the mistake as well with the gravel on the outside, and if you hit the curbs too hard, you can end up in there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think there'll be. I think we'll see plenty of moves actually going into that one. So a lot of slipstreaming where they'll actually just get the move done, like we see sometimes in the BSRTC with the gears, where they're almost able to sort of interchange positions down the straight.
Now we have officially a longer race than the Formula 1 Grand Prix here today. 60 laps we've got, so hold on to your hats for that one. 60 laps at 1 minute 40. Do the maths at home, it works out at about 100 minutes actually, so probably a little bit less than a 2-hour race, Alex. It might not be too bad. But these V8 Supercars, I mean, what sort of speeds are we getting at the end of the straights? We're getting over 270 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well over.
Have a quick look. I think Tony's coming out of the Parabolica now, so see what he does. Bring you the championship points in a moment.
Oh yeah, I've got those for you if you like.
See what Tony does down the straight. 260, 270. We're gonna hit 280. Yeah, 280k, maybe 290. Oh, it's gonna be close. 290 there as well. Yeah, and then starts to slow down. And he's not flat. Nowhere near it. It slows right down to about 230. So I'm way off. That's my single-seater brain in me there. It's like, yes, there's downforce.
Well, I tell you, 290 kilometers an hour is 180 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
That is quick.
What is a tank?
Oh, it's a huge car. One of the reasons I think we're going to see a lot of overtaking is the V8 Supercar. Don't get me wrong, for a big heavy car, it's not exactly a slouch on the brakes, but compared to some of the other cars that we have on iRacing, the braking distances are quite long, so we're going to surely see a lot of moves at the inside, into especially into the Roggia, but into Ascari, into Parabolica as well.
Well, the points are on the screen at the moment, mate. Let's run everyone through those.
Yeah, let's do it. Victor Tanaka leads the way after 4 rounds by 20 points over Michael Taliancic. Domen Gantar is third. Rafael Kucharczyk is fourth. Klaus Winter in fifth. Victor Morajon is 6th, with Stephen Phillips in 7th, and then Stephen Lattimore has only done 3 of the 4 rounds, is in 8th, tied 8th with Vit Solomon, but of course he's done less rounds, so he takes that 8th place on merit, I think. Jose Borges in P10, then Peter Bingham, Kim Holter, Andres Perez, Richard Brightwell, Anthony Woodward, Clyde Whiting, Adam McNally, Alec Kowalski. Tony Klusterman is the one to watch really here. In fact, he's only done 2 of the 4 rounds so far, and he's in 19th overall. Alex Roby is 20th, and David Gerardo, likewise, has only done 2 rounds. So a couple of quick drivers down there. Alex Klusterman, who won the title in the previous season, and Gerardo, who showed a lot of good things in that first meeting that he did.
Yeah. Yeah, the overall championship there as well, and on screen we had obviously some individuals with the Pro and the AM and the teams as well, just to give an overview of everything that's going on right now.
Now, a few familiar names in there for yourself, Alex, being, of course, the SRTC commentator and race driver, of course, as well. I cannot forget that now as well.
I've done it, woohoo!
But you got the likes of Adam McNally is in there, Robert Lundgren, who was doing the Academy, of course, with us, Stephen Baxter, Lewis Bibby is out there as well, so several drivers who you're familiar with. Are there any names that stick out for you in the rest of the field that you've either raced with before or so much experience watching?
No, really, the names that you pointed out definitely from the broadcast in that series, but no, actually not. A fairly new group of guys out there. So
we see Ronald Moons in the ASRC as well. So we see.
It'll be good to see, how they get on. Obviously, I know Klusterman from other series as well that we've broadcast. So, and the few races that I've done in this series, so I know how fast he is.
Which ones are those that you?
Well, just Tony, really. That was it. Yeah. So.
No, but which series?
Oh no, just from this V8 series from a couple of seasons ago.
Series.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm sure I've seen him in another one, but I can't remember exactly what.
Michael Taliancic is the man really who's one of the favourites for the championship, I think, aside from Klusterman and possibly Victor Tanaka as well. Tanaka at the moment hasn't set a time, but he's trying to rectify that at the moment. Going towards the Ascari up the hill into that quite tricky braking area, Alex, because that first part is possibly a little bit blind from the cockpit of the V8 supercar, actually.
Yeah, it could be. Just jumped on board with Tanaka now.
It is blind in a single seater, but in the V8 supercar, I guess you're a little bit higher up, so you've got that little bit of extra viewing capacity. As there's some cars queuing up in the Parabolica, that's the danger, isn't it? Drivers wanting to get some space.
Can be, yeah, it can be the problem.
Holding up the driver behind. Let's see what Tanaka does then. Is this a? I think this is an outlap. If you like, Alex, because I believe that is an outlap, if you can go on board with him and take us to the lap of Monza.
Yeah, let's do that then as we head down the main straight. What would be coming up on our right, the first chicane, but we're going to blow straight through that and get ourselves ready for Curva Grande. So we have a little lift and even a downshift there, so we get the drive off the corner, accelerate away, just drifting a little bit wide there, picked up the gas tiny bit early for Tanaka and had to hesitate there, heavy braking into the first of the chicanes now. A lot of curb on the inside, more on the right hand side as well.
Oh, hello.
Car takes it, and got a bit of traffic, so this is not going to be the best of laps.
There's a car on the left as well. Yeah.
Having to concede a little bit of time here through the first of the Lesmos. This second one, very, very tricky. Shorter braking zone, you want to get in there and use all the runoff area. Oh, he's going to have to go around the outside. Would he get back on the track before a 1X? I think he did.
Yeah.
But certainly that's lost him a little bit more time as well.
2/10 or something there.
A little horrible bump underneath that bridge. Catch that in some of the single seaters into Ascari. Just a little bit wide. Didn't use quite as much of the curb that I thought he was available over the sausage curbs on the inside, and then using all the runoff area coming out of Ascari as well. Great sequence of corners. Again, more traffic on the right. That's going slow. No issues there. And then heavy braking into Parabolica. Markers just before sort of like the Astro there. Keep the car nice and tight so you can get on that power. There's more traffic on the outside, stopping him from getting on the gas, and gets a whole host of oversteer coming off of that as well as he plants that right foot and away. And what was that? A 140.714 puts him 4th place, so not too shabby. Considering the traffic as well.
I wonder if we should stay with him and see if he's going to go for another one. Because he may think, well, I reckon he's definitely lost a bit of time there, and he's already quicker through Curva Grande than last time. Much more planted. Car didn't drift wide, didn't have to have a lift. The Rogier
gets that chicane a little bit nicer as well, taking that inside line. Lovely.
Doesn't have to hesitate on the exit because there's no spun car there either. Into Lesmo, you've got to hug that inside, haven't you? The first part, you really do.
Yeah, just if you don't hook that inside part, the car just drifts wide, nothing to do. Bit more curb on the inside there. Really, you'll be using the inside there, and he can get away with it because obviously, you know, this car just sort of rides him very nicely, and no issues with traffic as the car's tucked up behind the tree while we're up in the blimp.
Down 3 gears for a Ascari. That's a better line.
A lot better through a Ascari. Much
I reckon
better.
this. I wonder.
That could have been a 1X there.
If it's not, I reckon it's pole. It's very, very quick at the moment for Victor Tanaka. This used to be split into 2 parts of qualifying. I'm pretty sure it's just 1 now. See what he does. He takes the tight line so he can unwind the car on the exit, straighten it up as much as he can. Oh, I wonder if that might have been a 1X as well for Tanaka. Over the line he comes, and that's an invalidated lap, so he's going to have to go again.
Yeah, it was slower as well, 141. It just flashed up just for a split second.
Now Gerardo coming through Parabolica. Is he coming through to start the lap or end one? I think he's coming to end one. Come towards the inside. No time there. But he's going again too, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure Tanaka's got at least half a second in that lap from the first one. I think that would have been a good lap, mate, to be fair, but he may have just... Hard to say whether it was Parabolica or Ascari, as Gerardo goes very wide into Curva Grande, but decent run out of there. Hard on the brakes again into the Rogier, braking in a straight line. Beautiful usage of the curb there. Again, let's see if he takes that inside line. Heavily cambered Lesmo won. He's almost too tight there. The curb sort of spat him to the outside of the circuit. And let's see what he does here again. Yeah, well, a bit better. Slightly better than Tanaka, I think, to second Lesmo. It's a good exit. Did the traffic in front of him. Under Clive Lawrence Bridge. I done the brake stub, don't know what we're talking about. Over the inside of a car at Clivewell as he comes to the second part. A lot of curb taken. If you hook that inside curve in the second part, Alex, it really does pull the car around nicely. And then towards Parabolica. What's the best line for you?
Yeah, I sort of start it out a little wider and then bring it in. It just allows me to pick up the gas just a little bit earlier. But for a quali lap, it's not so important, I think.
Well, because the line comes up quite quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all about the momentum.
It's pitting, of course.
Well, that just sucks.
Typical, isn't it?
Holster's going for another one, though, possibly. 10 minutes to go. Oh, nice line through Curva Grande. Picked up the apex absolutely beautifully. It doesn't run out too wide like we saw just a moment ago from Tanaka. So, very good. No. Good use of the curb on the way in and through the middle. Oh, desperately. No, there we go. That was
He's had enough of that.
Validated lap.
Of course, you can reset in this series in qualifying, unlike some of the other series that we see. Domin Gantard's gone for one,
I've just gone on board with Michael, and he's massively lost that one. What happened there? I'm going to take a quick look back and see exactly how he lost that.
Hit the curb too hard. He nearly ended up on the junior circuit now. That's where that comes back on.
Just very, very deep all the way through. The line just all wrong, basically, through Ascari and bit him hard.
Yeah, just a bit too aggressive. Has anybody not set a time out there? Stephen Baxter hasn't. It's not like that's about to change anytime soon.
Bundling around at the moment.
Or Stephen Baxter's following us around.
Yeah, wherever we seem to be, he seems to be.
Maybe the other way around, I don't know. Motorsport news today, Alex, as well. The return of Paul di Resta, have you heard about that?
I have not. That'll be interesting.
So
Where to and what's he doing?
So Felipe Massa was unwell after practice 2. Maybe after practice 3, actually. And Paul di Resta stepped in for qualifying, having never driven a 2017 car before.
Or any warm-up at that track. Oh my god.
No practice.
That's going to be interesting.
And qualified 19th. So he wasn't last.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty damn good. He was only about, I think, 7/10 of a second behind his teammate.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive. Paul's a great driver. You don't win DTM if you're not a great driver, do you? So
true, actually. And it's close competition in that series as well.
Yeah, big time. Just staying with Baxter here. See, going to set a lap.
He was a very good driver in Formula 3 as well, wasn't he? And, and he was a good driver in Formula 1.
He was. No, there's nothing wrong with how good he was. Just unfortunately, just couldn't get the
I don't
right
think
deal.
He gets the credit for how well he did in F1. Yeah, there was the odd moment or two, but
he was up against oh god, Hulkenberg. Really, and Hulkenberg is a brilliant driver. Another one who just is underrated. In the right car, he'd win a world championship.
You can see what Hulkenberg did to Gutierrez. You can see what he's doing to Palmer.
Yeah,
and as much as people have made a few jokes about Palmer and things like that, he won GP2. Same as Nico Rosberg, same as Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, and that's a tough series to win. I mean, I know the cars are closer, so it becomes a lot more about the driver than it does the car. I know a good team has still got a lot of money.
Question then, right? Yeah. Question about Palmer then. As we've got about 7 minutes left of this qualifying session. I've been having to think about it because I think he gets. Don't get me wrong, he's not done well enough whatsoever this year. So I'm not trying to defend the performance or whatever. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of why he's not done so well. I think the problem is because of the way he drives and the way his brain works in terms of he's very analytical, isn't he? He's very sort of a thoughtful driver. Is Joliet. And I think he was perfect for like that era of GP2/F1 where the cars were a lot slower and you really had to think your way through a race weekend. And now that the cars are like somewhere back near the way they were a few years ago, where it's about downforce and commitment and pushing harder lap after lap. I don't think it's suiting the way he drives.
I mean, they do still have to save the tyre a little bit.
But the car is fast.
Yeah, but you're right. But the car is dynamite in comparison. So,
and he took 4 years to win GP2.
I think Palmer's real problem is the fact that his confidence is shot at the moment. The car's not very good. He's clearly getting all of the stuff second as well, which doesn't help.
Which you kind of
he just needs a break. He needs the equipment underneath him, and I think he'll do absolutely fine. I mean, even when he's had race meetings where he's finished, not that far behind Hulkenberg, to be honest.
No, I mean, he beat Hulkenberg in, I want to say Austria. I don't know whether that was true. It was one of the more recent races. I think he finished 11th again, but I think he beat Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
It's not as if he can't do it. I think it's just, you're right, he's not got that.
Just
whether it's confidence
5 or
in
6
himself
races
or the car.
where the car doesn't blow up on him or something like that, and he's got a chance just to build on it and have the same equipment. He was looking good last meeting, and I thought might see him, and then
And at the end of last season, he did pull it around, but again, a team like Renault, who obviously have a decent car. I wouldn't say it's a great car, but it's certainly better than what they had last season, 100%. And that you would have to go with what the team say, where they should really be scoring points with both cars.
Yeah. Well, they should, but
it's that whole Palmer suffering from that whole
not
Massa
Palmer's
thing.
fault at the moment.
Palmer's suffering from the whole Massa thing. Do you remember when Massa was at Ferrari in 2010 to 2012, and he was just that tiny. Palmer's a little further behind Hulkenberg than Massa was behind Alonso, but Massa was like 2 or 3 tenths slower than Alonso, and that Alonso was 3rd and Massa was 10th. That's because of how close the
Yeah.
field was, and I feel like Palmer is suffering a little bit from that because let's face it, Kimi has sometimes been, quite a way behind Seb, but because the Ferrari and McLaren are
So far ahead,
so
he's
far
still.
ahead, about the worst thing that happens to Raikkonen is he gets beaten by Red Bull every now and again.
Yeah, exactly.
And nobody's going to really call fifth or sixth a bad performance unless, you know what I mean? Not really.
I don't know. He got a bit.
But
Kimi's
Kimi's bringing it in qualifying, though. I will say that he's been bringing it in qualifying all season. So it's funny. It's a shame he doesn't get that. He hasn't really managed to get the speed in the race, apart from probably Monaco, where he was well and truly up there. Speaking of speed, speaking of someone who's just gone out and pulled out a fantastic lap in qualifying, Tony Klosterman, 1:39.889. Alex, that's the first time we've seen anybody go under 1 minute 40 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I'm going to see if I can.
And he's smashing the field at the minute by half a second.
Get a replay.
That's a brilliant lap. And Tony's a very good qualifier, but I don't think I've ever seen him smash the field like this so far. I mean, still plenty of time left for the likes of Michael Taliancic, and who's pitting now. Domen Gantar, Victor Tanaka. Do something else about it. I'm not sure Tanaka's going to bother going out again. He's still got time to go out again if he wants to do one lap.
Took me a little while, but I think I'm going to get to see this lap as well. So we'll go back.
Are you going to watch the lap of Klosterman?
Yeah, I think so. We might as well. It was quite a way back actually while we were talking there, but yeah, let's bring it up on screen because.
Let me know when you're going and I'll follow it.
Yeah, well, here we go. So we're none too shabby. It crosses the line. Assuming this is the right lap anyway. Down into
lap 10, I think. Yep.
Curva Grande. We've traffic ahead of him though in this particular one, so and that's going to get out of the way. Maybe a little bit of draft might not hurt.
The traffic is Stephen Phillips, so he's only 1 second slower, roughly, so...
Might be ideal placement then, just so he's going to get a bit of draft and not actually held up at all. Ah, looked good through Lesmo 1, picked up the inside, was able to get on it quite quickly. 22. Great, yeah, look at that exit, lovely exit.
He didn't run too wide, did he?
Yeah, you can see the gap humming down. Again, it's just in that sort of draft range, so it's just slowly sneaking up towards the back. Monza Scari, that was good. Lovely line through the entry there. Using a little bit of the curb on the way through. Good on the exit. Oh, look how much closer he is. Definitely going to get the draft here. And yeah, I think he's going to pull out the way as well. Perfect. That's what you want, isn't it? It's like, thank you very much. So... sometimes you just get that lap, don't you, where everything falls right. It was a sweet lap anyway, and then
nice
gets a little bit of draft to boot, so way out front.
What I've noticed with him as well is that's a fantastic exit from Parabolica. He's for 1:39.89, and now what I noticed is he's got very little oversteer on the power. Like he's got that car set up really nicely, and it looks pretty compliant and. It looks like he's got a really nice balance. He'll be certainly hoping it carries on into the race. Remember, these drivers have got 60 laps to negotiate. So, and bear in mind the full Grand Prix distance around here, Alex, 53 laps.
Yeah. Quite a distance, isn't it? But
we've got over 200 miles to do.
That'll come down pretty quickly, I have to say.
It's not a lot. It's not a slow lap round here. That 1 minute and 40. Compared to a lot of the series that we've covered, because we're usually covering cars a lot slower than this one, of course, but I think the Kia does it in about under 2 minutes, I think, doesn't it?
I think so. I mean, I'm just thinking of the Blancpain, like this 3-hour Blancpain race that I've done round here.
Gantar, giving up.
Yeah. And that just flies by, to be honest. For the drivers, it'll go really quickly, so... yeah, this won't take too long. I'm trying to think how many laps the Blancpain races. We were getting what? Exactly. I want to say 99 or 100 laps. Like that.
Okay, yeah.
In that was what, a 3-hour race. So
as much as, by the way, we're talking about endurance. 24 hours of Spa today.
yeah.
And we've already seen people biting the dust in spectacular fashion.
So I haven't seen any footage as of yet, but or I will.
Yep. So, yeah, so we'll see that.
I always remember the biggest crash I think I've seen at Spa was that Ferrari going up Rouge.
Wasn't that race that got red flagged a couple of times? And
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that was decimated. I want to say that was 2 years ago. Yeah, there's some awful ones. I think everybody got away uninjured, which was good, as they did from this one today, I must add as well.
Oh, good.
A lot of motorsport going on. Formula E is going on as well at Montreal, not the GP circuit.
We'll have a talk about Formula E later if it dies down. Actually, so
yeah, we can do.
With everything that's going on
to be had, isn't there?
We just before obviously the qualifying finishes and you run through the grid as well. I just wanted to do a quick point out that we're actually on the Apex TeamSpeak at the moment as well. Unfortunately, I'm on Discord. You're on Discord, but the streaming PC wasn't added to the channel. So I have a streaming PC. I did email the admins to try and get added, and unfortunately, didn't get added into that group. So I couldn't do the broadcast from there. So rather than not have one, we had to jump off about 10 minutes before the race and switch over to TeamSpeak to try and get it. If it gets sorted by the end of the race, I might be able to hop. We might be able to hop over there and do some interviews. But of course, I haven't tested that machine voice capability on it, so it might not work. So it's just a bit of a disclaimer. I did try, and sorry guys. So we might not be able to have any interviews at the end of this one.
Yeah. So but obviously we'll try and fit everybody in the next round, which I will just tell you. I might as well tell you where the next round is as well, even though this one hasn't even got underway yet. We're at Road Atlanta on the 12th of August, and that's the sprint and feature race combination, so 2 rounds, of course. There. Let's run you through the starting grid then for this 2-hour race. Well, the 60 laps of Monza. Tony Klosterman with that absolutely stunning lap on pole position, the only man under 1 minute and 40 seconds, 99.889 to be exact. Michael Taliancic 140.334, half a second slower than the reigning champion. Domen Gantar is in 3rd with Victor Tanaka in 4th. 5th is Stephen Lattimore. 6th, David Gerardo. Juan Pablo Tononi 7th. Jean-Philippe Boussalan 8th. Matthew Belton in 9th. Stephen Phillips 10th. And Victor Morajon 11th. 12th for Andres Perez. Klaus Winter 13th. Lewis Bibby 14th. Then Spantig, Dempsey, Borges, Holter, Bingham, McNally, Woodward, Brightwell, Moons, Kowalski, Lundgren, Peach, Venter, Roby, Baxter, Galite, and Switzer. That makes up the order. Bill Switzer is in 31st place, so quite a big grid. Okay.
Looking forward to this one, actually.
Yeah.
Like you say, nice big grid.
Any moment now. Yeah, here it is. Here, the absolute cacophony of all these V8 supercars firing up into life. Ford versus Holden around Monza. Here we go. Green light is on. It's a good start by Klosterman. We're already fanning out 3 wide down the main straight. Who's that on the inside? I believe that is Domen Gantar in car number 18. Trying to make a move through the field. And Klosterman leading through Curva Grande. Let's see if they all behave themselves.
Tell you what, having Curva Grande as the first turn does make it a little bit tidier going in there. Usually that first chicane is havoc.
We haven't reached the Rogier yet, Alex.
Well,
we have
here
now.
We go.
Here goes Klosterman, Taliancic in 2nd, ahead of Gantar.
And there's someone around.
Oh, it's a big one. It's I think it's Kim Holter.
Oh no, there's Aftermath as well.
Is it Kim Holter?
It was, yeah, it was Holter involved in the initial one. Still 3 wide in the back.
Oh no.
Through,
it's not Holter.
Lesma 1.
Not Holter, it was Winter.
Oh, was
That's
it?
Winter, yeah. Same livery, I apologise to Kim, yeah. Same livery.
Well, they found out now.
Oh, what's happened to Klosterman?
Was...
It must be a slowdown, Alex. Has to be a slowdown for Klosterman.
Oh, you know what they are like on the first lap.
Oh, Boussalan! Boussalan and Latimore. Boosterland hits the back of Latimore.
But look at that rejoin as well. What, oh dear, that was
JP.
so close. Who else is out there? Is that Dempsey? Was Richard Dempsey around coming on the exit of Ascari there?
Did these drivers not get the memo that this is a 60-lap race? I'm not sure.
No, this is like people are thinking this is a 2-lap race out there. They've just absolutely gone at it. Got a car coming into the pits. Who is that? I think
I know it's Klosterman. It might. I wonder if he.
That penalty just never served. Do you know what it's like?
It's either that or it's a jump start. It's going to be one of two. But you could be right. It might just not be serving that slowdown, because think about it. He's probably not used to having to serve that slowdown on the first lap. It's not something that happens routinely in this series. Is going for the lead then. Up the inside. It's Domen Gantar and Taliancic. Taliancic cuts across in the Rogia. Gantar sideways, and here comes Tanaka. He's an overtaking specialist, Alex. He will be through if he gets a sniff.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing how this race is going to pan out. How much of a stop is it? 20-second penalty for Klosterman, so that's going to hurt. We'll see. I'm sure he'll fight his way back through that field. He's got a long old race, of course. We pointed out 60 laps, but can't see him getting towards the front, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a big loss. It's over a minute, isn't it, on the first lap, and that is game over, I think, as far as that's concerned, unless there is some kind of safety car, but I'm not even sure that's possible in this league. So here we go then. It's going to be Taliancic that now goes to the front. That we spent time talking about that amazing qualifying lap, Alex. It means absolutely zero if you get a slowdown on lap 1.
Exactly. If anyone hasn't experienced a slowdown on lap 1, they won't know, but it's not like your regular one. You've got no sector time set. You're going to be losing upwards of about 8 to 10 seconds on the first lap. So
not to mention all that track position as well.
Yeah, it's the track position that does the damage more than anything. So all you can do, you can't sit there and just hope that it's going to go on that half throttle because you haven't set anything. It will think that's your normal pace through there. So you have to literally get on the brakes. Ridiculous.
Some drivers have stopped, which isn't always the best idea.
No.
Just get it served quickly. As here comes Taliancic then. Because of course you've got crash.
Deep.
It was Jurado crashed into the back of Tanaka, I think, and now he's not going to be able to get round. He's going to have to sit there. Oh, he just about.
It's a little
through, and he's going to rejoin just in front of Latimore. Is he? No, and that's Morajon, number 14. And they go
more damage out there as well. Who's that with no front bonnet at all?
That'll be the car that crashed into Winter. Is it Perez? Is it?
Yeah, up the inside of Baxter, you got is it Stephen? Just having a look as well.
You've got Stephen Peach, yeah, and Stephen Baxter. Peach in car 53. Baxter, is it showing as an Apex Racing Academy car?
It is.
You, Alex? Yeah. Yes. There you go, free promotion. Peach goes wide. Oh dear. And a slowdown on lap 3. It depends whether he set a representative time himself now. It looks like he has. So I don't think that'll be too bad. He will surely lose out to number 69. That is Ronald Moons.
Take a little look. See
on the inside goes Peach. Blew back on the inside of Moons there.
Get back to the front for a moment. See what the draft's like.
Fairly close.
Speed we're getting. Not a huge amount that they're getting, to be honest.
About 4 kilometres an hour only for Gantar.
Maybe Gantar's just running a little bit more wing or something like that.
Maybe topping out on the revs, possibly.
Yeah, could be.
Just not a lot of extra torque to give. That V8 supercar, maybe.
Top 3, of course, after the mistake. The last lap as well, so.
And we must point out, Tony Klosterman is still in the race. However, he is last. He's 29th.
Actually showing 27th on my screen
now. Sorry, that's
a couple
because,
of people pitted, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He's come out ahead of Winter and Anthony Woodward as well. So Klosterman is 27th, you're right.
Latimore and Spantic very, very close at the moment. Tucked up behind Jose as well.
Oh, he's going to go up the inside. Oh, he's going to go around the outside.
In the background. That's taking the runoff area to the extreme.
Yeah, I can just see a cloud of dust and gravel being kicked up. And Borges, that's Jose Borges, number 32. He's under a lot of pressure from David from 71. That's Spantig. So Spantig nearly ran into the back of him. Then you've got David Gerardo. And Gerardo, he's got what looks like the Catalan flag on his rear wing. Where someone's probably going to correct me on that, but well, it appears to be like. And you've got Perez behind. We're used to Perez in Formula 1 with the pink car, Alex. He's got pink wheels at least.
Well, halfway there.
Yep. He's also got optimised cooling on that Ford Falcon.
Well, yeah, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it properly, I suppose. Just don't want to get anything to get in the way of the air filter there. So.
Dan Kumo's missing a treat here. We've had the right start to this one.
Yeah, we thought it would be quite mild-mannered to start off with around here, just let everyone settle in a bit, but nope, have at it.
Vettel, what's that? Yeah. As soon as you've turned up, you see, putting on a show.
Yeah, they know. McNally side by side with Richard Dempsey right now.
Let's have a look. What's that? That's 19th, isn't it? Oh no. Oh! Oh dear. Dempsey goes round, and that's that was Kim Halter. They got a face full of got an absolute face full there. Oh, and off. Halter goes off, and Brightwell's back on.
I wonder if Halter...
Who was that who spun? Was it Dempsey? Yeah.
It was Dempsey. Too much Jack Daniels. That's what it is.
Well, it is Saturday evening. What can I say? Where's Dempsey is a UK and Ireland driver, so you never know. Don't drink and drive, kids, unless you're on iRacing.
Oh, into the Parabolica here as well. The two Stevens going at it again, and Victor there as well. This is for 12th, 13th, and 14th.
Yeah, Morozon's a pretty good driver. He qualified 11th. He's trying to get through on. First Stephen Peach, and then Stephen Baxter. Peach is going to have a slipstream from Baxter. Oh! They look like they're closing a bit quicker. Here we go. Curva Grande, they do have to brake for that corner now.
It just goes to show the kind of speed they're taking in there. It's crazy.
Yeah, and the lack of downforce as well that the V8 Supercars has. Oh, he's hit him!
Peach, got it all wrong.
Peach has hit Baxter, and now Baxter might get passed by Morozon because Morozon's going to come through. I think Baxter's going to have. Is he going to? Did he have a slight slowdown there? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Did look a little bit like that.
Peach
he has. Yeah, he's had to slow. Oh no, he's not just defending.
After hitting Baxter, might be able to get past him because of the slowdown.
I think it's all served. That one seems to go pretty quickly.
What we got? 54 laps left. I reckon this will run and run for the whole. You could run and run for the whole 54 laps. Of course, we are going to see pit stops coming. Not entirely sure whether it's going to be a 1 or a 2 stop strategy out there today. I would imagine a 2. Peach is all sorts of sideways through Ascari.
Hearing word we might have some boosted liveries in the next round. I'm sure it's not next week.
Oh, there we go. Excellent.
Andrew, don't come turning up a week early. You won't be racing anybody.
It's the 12th of August.
Oh, who was that behind? Someone spinning. I think that was, yeah.
Is it Lundgren?
Yeah, Robert. I don't think he spun. He just got himself all kinds of out of shape going into the Parabolica there.
Oh wow, he locked. He locked the. It was weird because it kind of looked like he locked the front, but then the rear came round. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. Very strange. Like he downshifted too quickly or something, maybe?
There's a lot of different battles going on out there right now. I'm going to take a quick look. Oh, look at this! This is your tea-cozy comment that you could throw out. So, Peter Bingham leads the way in 8th place, but he's got an absolute gaggle behind him.
Now that does count as a gaggle, Alex. And here comes Gerardo. going to go inside of car number 667. There he goes. Can Bingham come back? Look at this though. It's Borges, it's Spantig, and it's Perez, I think. That's exactly right.
Oh, mistake!
No. Oh, that's just going to be a slowdown, I think, for number 32, Jose Borges.
He's going to drop right to the back of that group. Unfortunately, cut the exit as well, just to make it even worse. Oh, I thought for a minute he'd gone and got himself disqualified. I thought, what's going on?
There is no
was
incident.
it that bad?
There is no incident limit here. There is a fast repair as well, by the way. So drivers who do get in a bit of trouble at the pit stop, preferably the first one, will take the can take the repairs.
Pretty close up front again, Andrew. Just looking at this right now, come up on screen.
Speaking of fast repairs, I reckon Bill Switzer's already had one because he's a lap down. What are we looking at?
Yep, this is our lead battle, top three.
Lead, yep. Michael doing a good job at the front. Started in second place. Oh, what's that? Was there a spin? Was there a spin, or did I imagine that?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that obvious on the timings, so we're okay.
No, I don't think it was. I think it might have just been something I saw. Looked like I saw in the background. Yeah, I'm weird. I'm imagining things again. Never mind. It's a close lead battle though. We've had 8 laps here. Oh, Tanaka taking a lot of that runoff area. No incident limit, but I do believe it's something to do with the points again and getting rid of the... You're taking points off for inflated incidents, I believe. Oh, and Paliancic's struggling with his tyres, it looks like.
Yeah, we're already on lap 8 as well. So.
Struggle to get the power down at least, but those little slidey moments, they're not the kind of things you want in iRacing because it just builds the temperature and builds the temperature. And it is 30-degree track temperature out here, and here comes Doman Gantar. He's going to go for the lead.
Got a great run, to be honest, even though he did have that little twitch.
290,
time to go for it.
295 kilometers an hour to the braking area for the Curva Grande. The braking area, it's just a kind of a dab of brakes and one gear down as Taliancic almost runs into Gantar. He has to get out of it.
See, under braking there, the car was squirming around as well, so pretty heavy on that. Did lose a little bit of time because of that.
Gantar driving for the Slow Ruse team. He's third in the championship at the moment. Gantar.
Oh, Spantig around, big time as well. Just where was that? That's coming out of.
That's Spuntig.
Yeah. Take a look back. Just exactly how that come about.
You missed the pun.
Yeah.
Here. Come on, man. Matthew Belton's got no bonnet on his car either. Car number 210.
Did he get tagged from behind or just lose it?
No, he just lost it, I think.
Lost it.
Yeah. Too much right foot. And now he's wheel to wheel. In a great battle with Busalan, actually. Busalan going through in the Ford. It's got a bit mangled. I think he might have been involved in the... Well, he hit the back of Lattimore, didn't he? Lattimore's 6th, by the way, after that.
Yeah, good. And I'm seeing
no rear wing.
Bingham at the moment as well. He just jumped on board as he was going through Parabolica side by side with Perez.
You've got Borges just behind them.
Oh, he's going to tuck it out, throw it out after getting the slipstream with both of them. Will he get by both?
Going to block his teammate in. Teammate decides to just take the smart option, I think, here.
Yeah, lifting out of it, I would agree.
Why not? I wouldn't go 3 wide into Curva Grande.
Yeah, Jose through. Let's take both. So, heck of a run there. Has to defend a little bit into the Roger, but...
oh, that's not a good line into the Rosia.
God.
You can see that happening a mile off.
And you know, a great move all goes sideways.
He's trying to keep it through Lesmo, but he's fighting a losing battle if he's still got to slow down to serve. And he might be able to do it, you know.
Might have served it there.
It was an awful line, though, I have to say.
He was just a bit tight, wasn't he? Because of the trying to defend.
But he was defending and still broke too late.
Yeah. Same point, even though he's on right up tight. So yeah, car said no.
Here comes Perez on Bingham. Muscari, that was very close, nearly hitting each other, but nice driving from Bingham to stay in front of Perez. Andres Redondo Perez from Spain.
Naka's very close to Michael here, so
here comes
watching it on a live timing.
Baxter loses it.
Oh,
and he goes into Perez.
Everyone's streaming past Perez at the minute. I don't see any more damage. Runs out wide. Still no change with the top three. That's as it is. So
only a tiny bit of. Wasn't a lot of contact between Perez and Baxter, but
not that Perez's car's going to look any better anytime soon until he pits, because it's pretty mangled.
Still doing 293 kilometers an hour though. He's not losing a lot of straight line speed due to that damage, but yeah, I wonder if he's suffering with his maybe some understeer or something. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's all getting close in this part of the field though, Alex, because you can see behind these guys even. You look further back, there's another sort of 5 or 6 drivers. There's Morajon, there's Moons, there's Busalan, there's Spantig and Belton, sort of all in that within 5 seconds roughly of each other. There's 9th to 18th is 8 seconds.
He's very close behind Johan Venter as well for a moment, but just seems to have separated.
Don't think he's any relation to Conrad.
No, not that enough. But actually, makes a little mistake. No, who was that made a mistake? Someone did, but Klusterman's right in there with this little group as well. So, someone off big time. That was Robert in the background.
Oh wow, he's. There you go.
We weren't focused on him, but all of a sudden he come into shot. He was like, there he is.
He went off
Tony trying to get through. He's boxed in. He got nowhere to go.
He hits the inside wall. He hits the inside wall. Hits the inside wall again. Then goes for a bit of Saturday Night Fever in the gravel trap.
Tony through there as well. He's all out of shape through Sky, but does move himself up into 20th place. So, tell you what, he could still get a reasonable. I'm going to say he might be able to get top 5. I might get a
Klusterman getting into 20th.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lap times.
He's got 2 cars on that lap, actually.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at the lap times. He's a good 0.7 of a second faster than
than Gantar, yeah, who's leading.
So, you know, I think this is a possibility of a top 5.
48 laps left. So 49 laps, including this one. 0.7 of a second, that's about 35, 36 seconds, isn't it?
Close.
So, I mean,
and he's
of course, he has to do that every lap, which is unlikely to do. But
yeah, and the further he moves up the field, the harder it's going to be to get past as well.
He could definitely get within 30 seconds, I think.
But like I say, I think that's going to put him in the range of like a 5th place, which would be a heck of a result considering what happened on that one.
Put it this way, he was 50 seconds behind after he visited the pit lane. And now he's still 50 seconds behind.
Yeah.
It's going very well indeed. Klusterman. Tanaka's just dropping off. Oh, I thought he was dropping off a tiny bit. Bit unfair, maybe. Not quite.
Tense, yeah.
These guys are 7 seconds clear of Steve Phillips, by the way, who's in P4. He's got Juan Pablo Tanoni for company, and both of these guys are having an excellent race, Alex. Phillips qualified 10th.
Change the lead, sorry, Andrew.
What, really? I look away for 1 second.
You look away for a second and they'll surprise you.
We're nowhere near each other a minute ago. Here we go then. Talyancic back to the front of the race.
Yep, used the draft, just got that run. Oh, both of them hammering over the curb there. Looks like such a great shot. Watching this V8 on 2 wheels.
I was literally watching that battle, looked away for 5 seconds and he went change for the lead. I was like, oh great. Didn't think he was that close, to be fair. Oh. Gantar closing up on the braking to Lesmo 2. Going to get the nice run here. Down the back straight. It's not really a straight. It's Curva del Seraglio if you look at the map, but straight really for all intents and purposes into Ascari.
Bingham, problem for Bingham. He's recovering.
Again?
Go back, see what that was all about.
Happened to Peter Bingham. That wasn't Bingham before, was it? Someone else. Let's have a look. Oh, it's Roger. Has he been Rogered at the Roger, Alex? I wonder. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's just out wide there, wasn't he? But yeah.
That's a little bit of squeezing, isn't it?
Yeah, there was contact, that's for sure.
Oh, the 88 car, Stephen Baxter, he just moved across under braking. I must admit, with this V8 supercar, it can drift around under braking, so definitely wasn't intentional from Baxter. It was just, you know, that slight drift that you can get.
Yeah,
Same
we
with
know.
the Kia as well, you know that now.
Yeah, I do know that now.
The Kia kind of drifts around under braking a bit like a motorcycle. So here comes Gantar now. Curva Grande. Tanaka taking the wide line, Gantar in the middle. Taliancic slightly tighter line.
I get the feeling that Tanaka's just sort of holding on at the moment. Oh, Latimore, what? Oh, into the pits? Into pits. That's okay.
It's okay.
It's just a scheduled stop. There's a couple of cars in, so...
Yeah, I mean... What have we got left? 46.
You stop race? Obviously, I don't know too much about the strategies and things like that we're going to see. So.
I'd be almost certain it is. Fuel limit 75%, so yeah, it will be two-stop racing. I'm almost certain.
Oh, but not a pit stop for the 53 car of Stephen. Is it?
Peach.
Peach. Sorry, look at the pronunciation.
I think it's Peach. Anyway, I could be completely wrong. Peach, maybe. I don't know. You'll have to tell us, guys. Need to know some of these pronunciations. If we are getting them wrong, tell us. Very interesting name on the back of his on his rear wing, Alex. There.
Get a shot of it. Can't quite see it. Just sort of flashes in and flashes out.
Oh, big. A little bit.
Trying to find that rear wing camera shot. I can see it, but I can't. It's just not happening. Nope. No matter where I look on the car. There's cameras everywhere, but I just can't get a good shot of the rear wing.
Not strictly certain I can say it on air. So, well, there we go.
I don't know.
So I'm not going to. My mouth gets me in enough trouble. As, here comes. There's Morison. Switzer. Switzer's lap down here is Boussalan. Bill Switzer's Boussalan's teammate. He's not doing him any favours at the minute. Needs to probably get out of the way, to be fair. Oh, yeah, and look, you see, look at that. How much Boussalan got held up there.
No.
Got to let him through, he's a lap down, Bill. Bill, you're a lap down, that's what I mean.
But moved out as well to sort of indicate that he wants to get by, and it's just not happening.
Running the same Phantom 71 livery, and...
Get on the channel. Get him to move. Holding you up big time.
He's lost 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was 1.3, 1.6, yeah, so... Oh,
come on,
furious.
Man. What are you doing?
I've been tucked behind a teammate who wouldn't let me go once before and went absolutely mental at the end of the race.
Thing is, it's one thing, isn't it, if you're on an alternate strategy,
yeah,
and you are technically racing for position. But Bill Switzer was a lap down after about 5 laps because he had to come into the pits, and now he just essentially blocked his teammate, which is a bit silly.
Close up front though. Look at that.
Unless there are so many
into the parabolica.
Unless there are so many Phantom 71 cars, because there are quite a lot out there, by the way, that he's just forgotten who's on his team and who isn't. I don't know. In comes Baxter from P9.
The Latimore was a 26.4 second stop, so quite a long one. Winter had an 11.1.
I imagine he's brimming.
So lots of different pit stop times out there, so some strategy elements going on as we're still watching this battle for 8th and 9th.
Imagine Baxter would come out, behind Kloosterman, so it's Latimer and Winter, isn't it, that it's roughly going to be around if he's got the fuel numbers right.
And they're through as well.
Yeah, and Benter and...
That's just slow pit lane as
Still
well.
there, Baxter? Yeah.
Australia won 28.2 seconds it was, so huge one, so it looks like he's absolutely brimmed that.
Do you not think that's a little bit daft as well, that it's on the fastest tracks on the calendar and yet it has one of the slowest pit lanes?
I know, it's crazy.
Make a lot of sense. It's quite a wide pit lane there, so...
What's happened to Tanaka? He's 1.7 seconds behind the leaders now.
Maybe
last lap was only a couple of tenths, but just seemed to have dropped off. I mean, he hasn't been there, has he, in this race, really? He's just sort of been holding on, I think, using the draft. But
I think he's just stopped holding on. 1:43.1.
Bad lap.
He's on the grass.
He's having some issues, that's for sure.
Oh, grass going down the main straight. What about when you're on about Jack Daniels? That's the sort of thing that I imagine happens to you when you end up on the grass down the main straight. It'd be interesting to see when the leaders pit though, because then we'll definitely get a good idea of what they're doing. Remember, you could go long in the first stint, maybe make a shorter third one, or you could have a short middle stint. There's a lot of things you can do differently. And of course, tyres are on quite quickly in this car as well, aren't they? So they're almost certainly going to be taking new tyres every time, I would say.
I'm of the thought that towards the front,
again.
You go for a longer first stint regardless, because of course when you have to put extra fuel in, then you it's more time you're actually physically stationary. So I always try and go for a long first stint if I can, and then some shorter ones, so saves time overall, because obviously you put the car in at the start of the race, it doesn't delay you. If you have to put extra fuel in at a pit stop, that's a good couple of seconds that you might get delayed in there. So swings and roundabouts really, but that's where I always go, so that long first stint, so I'll lose a bit of time in the first stints but come back at them.
I'd agree with that. I also think as well, it's more of an F1 thing, what I've done in F1 races in the past and whatever.
It's like Michael, no, I thought he was coming in just a different line, sorry there, Andrew.
No, I always think in F1 races as well, if you're near the back, better to do a longer first stint as well, because you delay the inevitable blue flags that are going to come your way.
Yeah. Look at this for 4th and 5th. This is very close.
Look at this
maybe
for
an
the
overtake.
lead, mate. The lead.
Oh, God.
Side by side. I'm so sorry. That's one each. Side by side through Curva Grande. Talyancic, car number 177, Gantar number 18, and Talyancic back into the lead again. Another change. And this is allowing Tanaka to get a little bit closer as Talyancic goes a tiny bit deep to the Rozier, not enough to really affect him.
Phillips held on to 4th anyway, so that was definitely the battle to watch.
Yep, you're right. The main battle of the race, of course, goes without saying, but it's also the closest one that's pretty much been going on for the entire distance so far. 18 laps gone already, mate. It's flown by so far.
What did we say earlier on? Told you it was going to steam on by, and here we go.
Although it's a quick old Grand Prix, is Monza, isn't it? Anyway,
yeah.
It's like an hour and 20 minutes or something, isn't it? It's not a very long race at all. They do the actual F1 race, which of course is going to be coming up. When's that going to be then? That's going to be it's usually in September, isn't it?
Yeah, so, it's way off, yeah, isn't it? Is
that the same weekend of the Sim Expo, maybe? It's usually around back end of September, isn't it? Sure. The Italian Grand Prix. Because it's Hungary. Then it's Belgium, that's right, isn't it? Belgium's usually the back end of August, and then it's the Italian Grand Prix.
Michael's in. So from the lead, jumps himself into the pits. Keep an eye on what he does. Tanaka right on the back of Gantar now.
Got to say, I'm looking forward, I know it's a bit of digressing a little bit, but looking forward to the Belgian Grand Prix this year. I reckon that'll be fantastic with these cars.
Oh, I think so. It will be great. And you mentioned the Sim Racing Expo.
Yeah, man.
Who's going on the chat? Let us know. There's going to be a whole bunch of us there, so come and say hello when we're there. But
the chances are that we will have some alcoholic beverages in hand when you see us.
Yeah, exactly. Come and join the fun.
Because last year we went mostly for the expo. This year we're going mostly for the beer.
Yeah.
And spirits and assorted other multicoloured liquids. I think that the Finns are no doubt going to find. So yeah, if you're going, then let us know. Come and see us. You know, we'll be there in Apex Racing UK team clothing. So you won't be able to miss us. Let's be honest. We've got a brand new sponsor for the event as well. All will be revealed. See us at the expo. Do we say it makes a great start to our partnership?
It certainly does.
Indeed. Meanwhile, at the front, Kloosterman! He's coming. Oh, then. Interesting. Kloosterman has been lapped, but
He's had his second pit stop.
He's had his second pit stop, which is interesting, which threw me off a little bit. Gantar is in now from the lead, so Tanaka's carrying on. And this will be interesting whether, because in theory, Kloosterman should be... He's got fresher tyres than Tanaka, but he's got a lot more fuel on board, so is he going to hold up the American?
Yeah, it's possible.
Behind them, who's also made another stop, is Busalan, so he's also a lap down. It's a strange situation, this, Alex, isn't it, where these lapped cars are actually trying to overtake the leader because they're quicker.
Yeah, massive gaggle of slow down there.
Yeah, they're much quicker than Victor Tanaka at the minute, these guys. On Busalan and Stephen Peach, is that for position? I think it is. No, maybe it's not, actually. I can't tell. I give up. We'll wait until the scoring rolls around. Not sure. What's the ruling on that, do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to find them. That's the trouble. All the names are everywhere at the minute, so...
I think it's hard to see, really.
Tanaka's let his teammate through.
David Gerardo pitted from 4th position. He's going to come out. Oh, and Tononi pits as well from 3rd. And Gerardo's jumped Tononi in the pits, Alex. Even though
where everybody is after all of the pit stops. And I tell you who has jumped people in the pits, and that's Lattimore. Well, he's sat in 4th place now. So that's a great pit stop from him. 26.4. Some 30-second pit stops out there as well. So definitely some alternative strategies going on out here. I think we need to let everybody pit, and Tanaka's in, and then we'll be able to give you a bit of a rundown on exactly who is where.
Yeah, it's always the tricky part. And the timing and scoring takes a minute and 40 seconds.
We're looking at a 25.7. Sorry, Andrew, to talk over you there. If he's going to come out in the lead, or at least alongside Michael there, who is coming onto the straight now. So
that one's a no, then, isn't it?
It's a very slow stop. 32.4 seconds. So,
and Gantar is coming through as well, Alex. That'll be close.
This one's going to be close, and they're almost identical pit stop times. They go 32.8 against the 32.4. That's why they're so close.
Gantar is through. So Taljancic, with one of the quickest stops that we've seen so far in this PenPower European V8 Supercar race, goes into the lead. And into the lead, I must add, for about the 3rd or 4th time, because he's been there quite a bit so far today.
Yeah, I think maybe he feels like he's a bit quicker than these guys behind, and if he can break the draft, he could probably pull away a little bit. So yeah, opted for the lower fuel strategy right now, and he's clear by 8.4 seconds now. So that's of course going to come back, but if he is lapping a good 2-3 tenths quicker now that they're not in the draft, that might be enough for him to have a comfortable gap, even though he's got that heavier fuel load to later on in the race to deal with.
Now, do you have the information of laps led there?
I do.
Tell us how many laps he's led, because he's led about, like I say, about 4 different times.
Yeah, 11 in total. So Ganter has led 7 and Tanaka 2.
Yeah, so 11 out of the 21 laps so far. Well, Michael Taliancic's doing an exceptional job out there. I'm just going to run you through the order in a moment.
Pay attention to Lattimore, who's right on the back of the Ganter and Tanaka fight now. So
and he's had his repaired as well. So
yeah, his
rear
pit
wing
stop
back on.
really made a difference.
Yeah, good work by Stephen Lattimore. Remember, he was down about 16th place earlier on. So Taliancic crosses the line then to lead his 12th lap of the race. And Gantar is 8.8 seconds behind. Then it's Tanaka. Lattimore, you mentioned now, only 10.7 seconds behind. So his stop, was more comparative with Taliancic's one, wasn't it? Yeah. Stephen Phillips is in 5th. Then we're just waiting on who's going to come across next. Stephen Baxter may emerge in 6th, will he? It's going to be close. Gerardo is coming though. Gerardo. And remember, Gerardo had a slow stop as well. So
34. Benoni though, 49.2. That must be a speed-in violation for him.
Baxter's a lap down as well.
Yeah, he is.
What's happened to him?
I don't know what.
Doing pretty well.
Oh, last pit stop was huge, absolutely humongous.
Talking minutes, I guess.
Yeah. So.
Tim Holter taking 15th from Stephen Peach, by the way. So.
Woodward is in. I think the last of the drive. No, he's actually. This is his 2nd stop that he's had. So problems for him too. Boosterman up into 12th now. All the pit stops have panned out. He's still 52.7 seconds behind our leader. So after all of the back markers and driving his way through and stuff like that, he's lost 2 seconds on the leader. So
off. And into the gravel was an Apex Racing Academy car. Who that was, I'm not sure.
I think it's Baxter, because Baxter's...
Has he called it a day?
Yeah.
I think that's... I don't blame him really after that. Too much anyway. Lewis Bibby was up to 9th, but I believe he's pitted, hasn't he? So...
he's showing it as 8th on my screen. Still there, still valid after all the pit stops, so that's good for him. 44 seconds behind the leader.
His last lap was a 1:54 though. I wonder if he's ended up just a bad lap. He's suffering with his connection.
Could have been an out lap.
He looked like he pitted on lap 16 though as well. So
okay.
It's only lap 23, so it must have just been a spin or thing.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look. I'm just going to go back and see if I can spy that. And
trying to move his way up and to 11th place. He's got himself a nice bit of draft. Finds his way past Jorge.
Oh, yeah, I wonder if he's had a crash with Woodward, you know. Oh no, he spun at the exit of Ascari. Do a spin turn, and that's where the 12 seconds came from.
Easily done. Another place on the off in here.
Bibby might have been able to get. He might have been able to get Gerardo if he hadn't spun there. And only got very close to the Clive Lawrence Bridge as well. Oh wow, he wasn't paying attention at all. I think he hit the wall, Alex. Look at that.
I can't see that, I'm afraid, Andrew.
He came out of the Lesmos, and then he just was towards the inside, drifted towards the inside, almost into Clive Lawrence Bridge.
That is the wall that you hit when you're not paying attention, though.
You're right there. You are spot on.
I'm on board with Tanaka.
If he hits that wall, you better believe that's a paddling.
He is fuel saving like crazy out there.
Tanaka?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Absolutely crazy. So there's no chance of him making it, is there? So I'm surprised.
I don't think so.
he's gone that heavy at it. Literally just hear the revs just cut out You might as well have turned the engine off. It was that bad.
You might as well. Well, you might as well go for it. You're just trying to save as much time in the pit stop as possible later on.
Possibly.
But I mean, is that gonna? I always think with fuel saving, that unless you're very good at it, I'm not saying Victor isn't, because I really don't know, but unless you're very good at it, surely it'll cost you more time.
Yeah. Well, right now he's
then you're
tucked up
saving
behind Ganter, isn't he? So he's using the draft, so he's saving fuel there, and then he's just lift coasting as well, and he's still with Ganter. So
and Ganter is the one who's actually having to poke that hole in the air. You know,
it makes sense to do
fuel.
it. If you can stay with Ganter and do all of that, then you know a couple of gallons of fuel. Well, that's probably a bit over the top, but a gallon of fuel saved. You know, it's going to save you a fair amount of time in that pit stop, the second pit stop. So, you know, it could be worth it.
He's
That
lifting
could be the position
off as well.
Yeah, like this could be him coming out in the lead by 1 or 2 seconds, or
He's lifting through
third
Curva
place.
Grande completely.
Yeah. See the time he lost through there as well.
You're right though; it could be pivotal later on. But he was the fastest man on the track last time round as well. 41.1. Yeah, he was 8
Last
tenths of a
person to
second
pit,
faster than
remember,
Tony
as well,
Guston.
so freshest tyres out there too.
Go on then, while this is going on, we haven't got anything really close on the circuit. Oh, maybe we have. Lewis Bibby, Kim Holter. Battle over 13th place. On lap 25 of 60. We know Bibby likes to overtake Alex. He's
Not afraid of putting a move on.
very aggressive and, you know, usually in a good way.
Bread and butter, really, isn't it?
Yeah, 14th. He started 14th and he's 14th at the moment, which is something quite unusual for him as well. He normally makes his way up the field a little bit more, but Youth Energy Cars having a good impact on this series. Him and Adam McNally, who's in 20th.
Ah, slow down penalty for him there as well.
Ah, there
so
we go.
That's not going to help.
Big commentator's curse there.
As he was looking to make a move forward, he had a heavy pit stop as well with the timing, so I think net he's probably gained. But
He's now dropped down behind
that's
Matthew
not helped.
Belton. Yeah, he's down to 15th now. Go on then, let's have that chat about Formula E then. What are you thinking on that one?
Well, no, with all we were talking about it off air with all the news of impending bans and things like that coming out in the sort of the motor vehicle trade. I think Formula E got themselves in a really, really strong position, and as much as people might not like the electric cars and things like that, I think we're going to be grateful that they're there. So we're not going to have much motorsport if keep banning our beloved petrol engines.
True, and to be fair, if they yeah, because you know they're going to have to find means of making, and this is, you know, from a motorsports fan's point of view, completely electric Formula 1 cars, if that's still around, and of course it probably will be. Rally cars, you know, touring cars. And you've got to think it's going to be completely different, isn't it, in 20 years' time when that ban comes in? Well, 2040 it's going to be, isn't it? So,
yeah.
23 years' time, we'll be well and truly on the way to picking up our hybrid-powered wheelchair, probably, or Zimmer frame, or
Well, I will be, I don't know you.
something like that. I'm going to be, what am I going to be in 2040? I'll be 51 years old, to be fair. So, but it's interesting. Are we going to be still doing some form of iRacing with fully electric?
Yeah, I'm going to be in the old
yes.
Codgers League. I'm pretty sure there is one.
There is one.
Up.
It's 60 plus though, mate. So I don't think you'll get in.
Oh no, I will. I'll be 60. So you know, screw you. I'm in. I'll be fine.
There we go. They'll all be. Well, shall we say they'll all be soiling themselves even more than they already do? When you turn up there, I must have. No, the thing is, yeah, Formula E, you're right. In all seriousness, it's a very good league anyway. It's a competitive league. I know some people don't think it's exciting. I disagree. Have you seen the racing?
Yeah, the racing's fantastic.
I mean, okay, they might watch more races than I do. I don't watch a lot of races. I just see the highlights. So potentially even highlights can make a poor race seem like the best race in the world, can't they, really? But I think we should, by the way, focus on. We've got a big battle going on, actually. Dempsey, we'll come back to that in a second, actually. Dempsey, Moons, Brightwell, McNally! Well, it might be the end of McNally.
Yep.
Oh, maybe not. It's the end of him in that battle, anyway.
Worth pointing out as well that Tanaka's
that,
now in 4th, as Lattimore's got through.
He's
so that
charging through, isn't he?
He's still using that fuel saving, isn't he? But Lattimore able to keep with. He's not fuel saving at all.
Lattimore, I think, is going to try and just power straight past Gantar if, be honest, if he can. But yeah, I mean, do you see a time where more of the best drivers in the world will go to Formula E, maybe even as opposed to Formula 1, or is that always going to be a thing where, because Formula 1 is always going to be Formula 1?
I think the biggest problem we've got is if Formula 1 becomes all electric, what makes it any different to Formula E? You know?
Are they going to have to think of a different power source or something?
But is there some sort of hydrogen
power or something?
Or who knows? Is there some sort of legal issue if they all of a sudden go, well, we're all electric now, Formula 1, we're the all electric series, you know? There might be some legal precedent set.
Although
might not let them do it, so you know.
All petrol series probably don't have a problem with.
Yeah.
With that, I get what you're saying though, because they can't, you know, Formula 1, Formula E, is it going to be like IndyCar and Champ Car all over again, you know, with things the same? Because, you know, Formula E, yes, its cars aren't that fast, but I bet if you were sat in one, you'd be frightened.
Oh, I'm sure. They've got crazy levels of torque as well, that's the thing. I mean, it's like this series
reasonable
here,
amounts of grip as well, do you know?
You're not going to have a Euro V8 series.
No, you can have a Euro 8-volt series. Yeah, I think instead.
This is my AAA series. Who bring out the Duracell?
Duracell. Oh, AAA, AA, it won't be baseball anymore, it'll be motor racing. But no, I think... But again, it all hinges on battery technology, doesn't it? And how far they can push that. If reports are to be believed, and if sort of, you know, common sense is to be believed, as Adam McNally has retired from the race, by the way, after that crash, you would think they're on the breakthrough of some very, very good battery technology in the next few years.
Yeah.
Based on what we can already do with the lithium battery.
Let's hope so. Obviously, we had the discussion. Obviously, doesn't make any difference as far as like greenhouse gases go and things like that. So it's all pretty pointless. It just moves the gas from one place to another.
Not at the moment, anyway. I mean, I think in the future. Don't get me wrong. I think a world without fossil fuel power is Tanaka hits Lattimore, and that's where he got the fuel saving all wrong.
Yep.
He got his line wrong. He had two wheels on the grass on the way in. He couldn't avoid Lattimore, and
we were on board with Lattimore, so we
doesn't
just
give the place back.
Saw the shunt. Let's watch it back again.
Thought he might just give the place back, unless he's going to do it down on the main straight, maybe. But I would have given it back. They don't run that,
do they? I mean, that's a very sort of Apex-y, you know, Apex Racing League rule, isn't it? If you hit them like that, you know, you give the place back.
Oh, but I think it's more of a courtesy thing. He probably will give it back. I reckon Lattimore will get through anyway, because he's already passed him once.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll pass him a little bit more forcefully next time as he slides the car through the parabolic under Stephen Lattimore.
I wonder where sim racing's going to be in 2040 as well.
Then we could have that discussion. I mean, obviously VR is going to be at the forefront.
Certainly. There we go. Yes, let him go. Just lifted off. Lean back through.
Well, that's good. That's good driving by Tanaka. He made the mistake and he's owned up to that.
Looking at Tononi as well, closing in on Gerardo.
I wonder if Gerardo's fuel saving or something similar, because his lap times have dropped off into the mid 40. Oh, that was a 45.
Yeah, that was a bad lap.
I wonder if it's just a mistake there from David Gerardo. But yeah, I mean, what are you thinking? VR,
I'm almost.
Maybe full motion rigs a bit more than what they are, or
I don't know about the full motion still, to be honest.
well, it's going to be a similar sort of challenge to get that right anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even in 20 years.
I mean, I personally can't see the actual sort of technology like what we've got. Obviously, we've got direct drive wheels now that can almost replicate similar kind of forces. All sorts of crazy pedals that you can buy out there that are fantastic. So they'll just be refined. I don't think that sort of technology is going to change too much, and rigs aren't going to change that much. Obviously, if you're still using monitors, they will be quicker, bigger, all that sort of stuff. I can quite easily see a single curved screen might be an option in the future.
I think it already is, isn't it?
I think there's a double one, but I haven't seen a triple one, so
okay.
that would be quite cool. But yeah, I think VR is going to be the way to go with it, because the technology is only going to move forward. The issues that VR has will be all sorted out and
be gone by then.
Yeah, and then it'll be all about the immersion.
I mean, if
that'll
you think,
be fantastic. So,
you think about even where PC technology's come in the last 10, 15 years, or where even TV technology has come. You know, you've gone from most people not even having a 720p television to, you know, maybe in 1 or 2 years' time, most people are going to have a 4K television.
Yeah, quite possibly Lattimore into the pit. So
that's 3 times the pixels, isn't it? I think of a 720 TV.
Yeah,
is that right?
Crazy.
So I think, you know, you've got to think, well, it can only benefit things like the Oculus Rift and the HTC and the PlayStation VR and all those great products that are out there.
Yeah, that's what we're going to need, is 4K in each eye for VR to really come into its own. I think that'll be just amazing. And we're obviously seeing a lot of yeah, I picked that up.
Sorry, Phillips on the grass as he's trying. Oh, crash! Big crash!
Oh. I think some more are going to get collected here if we're not careful.
It's Phillips, and it was Venter. And Phillips was in 5th place. Venter was a lap down. Why on earth were they crashing under the Clive Lawrence Bridge? I've no idea.
Have a little look.
That is just poor, I have to say. And you know what? It's Phillips that was.
I hate to say it,
but took to the grass and he moved across.
Yeah, he did move to the grass and then moved over. But as he was coming back over, I have to say there was clear daylight between the two of them there. And in this channel, we're not
massive net code there.
We're not restricted on saying what it was. It was net code. So it was a bit unfortunate that those drivers have had their race ended like that. But away it goes.
Well, Phillips is United States driver. Venter says international. I would imagine. Conrad could be South Africa potentially.
Yeah,
it's the same surname potentially. So you've got a larger ping there. So you are going to see.
Can you see the pings?
Yes.
And you're right. He is from South Africa as well. So it's quite a gap.
Venter's ping 258 and Phillips 100. So Phillips is even like running a fairly large.
So you're looking at 0.3 of a second difference there. That's how long it takes the servers to communicate between the two cars. What's going on? So you could quite easily see how he was coming back on. The server could misinterpret exactly how far he was going to come back on and simulated that hit.
Because
that's why it's called net code, because it's all predictive text where he's going to be based on his actions.
They were okay when he came back on, weren't they? I mean, don't get me wrong, they may have crashed a little bit further down, we don't know, but they wouldn't have made contact in that way.
Enter to the lead, and that's because Michael finds himself in for his second stop. Of course, he had a short one, so we're looking at a 30. Let's bring the pit counter up. We're looking at a 30-something second stop here. Anything in the 20s is going to be fantastic, but with only on lap 33, it's got a long way to go.
Venter's pitting as well after that, unsurprisingly, for his fast repair.
22, 25, 26, 26.8.
Decent.
Yeah, that was similar to the last one. I mean, you didn't get that many laps in the last run.
Not really. I mean, he only pitted on lap 19.
I'm thinking 3-stop now.
Might have to be, because lap 19 was... Oh, sorry, 18 was the first stop. That was 32. Yeah, 18, then 14.
Yeah. And
then
three
he's
stop
going to
is
have to
gonna
do
be.
that again. But it's going to be a very short final stint, I would imagine. Of
Well,
maybe only like 8 or 9 laps, something like that.
In that case, I'll apologise to the drivers that are watching this back, because we'd have been talking about 2 stops earlier on, and they'd have been shouting us in the stream. You don't know what you're talking about.
I reckon 2. Yeah, 2. No, but to be fair, mate, they did 18 laps on the first tank, so yeah, be completely out of the question.
Let's see what Tanaka does. Maybe all this fuel saving is him trying to get a 2-stop strategy in.
So Tanaka pitted on lap 20.
But he can do it. Yeah, so that is what he's trying to do. He's fuel saving like crazy. Let's go on board with him.
I mean, really, he's aiming for lap 41, isn't he, if he wants to be perfect?
Yeah, listen to him. Look, we're on board as he goes into the Curva Grande. Massive, just pure coast through there. So he is trying to get that alternate strategy to work. He needs to make it to lap 40.
Oh, listen to that.
I know, it's crazy.
You sure he hasn't switched the damn engine off?
No.
There is an ignition button here. You sure he hasn't used that?
Yeah, just literally just got the clutch down, hasn't he? Just coasting it into that corner and braking.
Takes a lot of skill if you can pull it. I'll tell you what, if you can pull it off, it'll be a Chris Lucky style performance.
Yeah, I think some of the drivers...
Was there anybody else who pitted on 20 as well? Right, so I'll go through the laps of the leaders then. So Tanaka obviously lap 20. Gantar was 19. Tanoni,
and Gantar's in again now, so way short. He can't make it. So he's
Tanoni was
switched.
19. I switched to a 3. Okay. Jurado was 19 as well.
Yeah, massively into Parabolica as well. Look at that. Oh, he's got it wrong. He's gone out wide.
Perez was 19 as well. So it's and Latimore was 13. So, but he had some damage earlier on. I wonder if anybody else is trying this. Morijon pitted on 19 as well, so he's going to be quite close.
This explains now really that whole first stint as to why Tanaka didn't try and go for any moves or anything, and was sat there at 7/8 tenths of a second back. He was using the draft to keep up with the guys, and then he was coasting into all of the corners. And this makes sense why sometimes he's running a little wide in things like Curva Grande, Parabolica, because obviously he's not hammering down the gears and allowing the engine braking to do it. So he's sort of coasting into them and having to brake with the actual brake pedal to sort of compensate for that. But of course, it's a lot more efficient doing it that way than it is to hammer through the gearbox and have the RPMs going all over the shot. Even though you're off the gas, it still has a... what's going on?
No, what's he doing? He
daydreaming out there. Too busy listening to us talk about him on the air. Pay attention.
That's three drivers who've done that. What are they doing? Checking Facebook or something? 3 drivers who've done that down what is, to be honest, an easy section of course. I don't know why anyone crashes there, but it seems like there's some curse or something on that part of the racetrack.
It's like, look, Mum, I'm on TV.
He'll be ringing he's ringing all his friends, going, they're talking about my brilliance, and then he just throws it away. Well, he could have thrown it away.
Oh, I know. I mean,
he hasn't, but
he's got a bit of damage, but I think he's okay.
Crapping slightly.
What's the lap time this time? 1:42.2, so it's still pretty reasonable. So I think he got lucky there, big time.
Fine, but he won't. Well, he won't do that again. Let's have a look at the straight line speed. He's still hitting 289.
Yeah, so he's fine. Just looking at the battle for second and third right now as well.
But again, it might be really close though. Oh, he's gone off. He's crashed. He's crashed at Curva Grande. Tanaka is knackered. What on earth has happened to the American?
Switched away.
Oh, he just goes wide.
Famous.
Too much coasting into Curva Grande. He didn't have the inertia. He could not turn around the corner. He got two wheels on the grass, my friend, and that. He got a twitch on, overcorrected, smacked into the tyre wall. And I reckon it might not be completely done, but he is severely compromised now.
Yeah, he's going to bring it straight into the pits, isn't he? Let's hope he didn't use any kind of fast repair in that first one. He'll get it back and get a new car.
Dear, dear, dear.
But yeah, that's completely ruined his strategy. And
he's going to have to go to a 3-stop now.
Yeah, it's ruined our race because I would have loved to have seen how that one played out. That would have been absolutely fantastic.
So that leaves this almighty battle for the lead now, which finds Juan Pablo Tononi in the lead.
Still only on he's still only done one stop, and he is one that went to lap 19. But of course, the guys are already on him, so not quite the same sort of advantage as Tanaka had.
No, but
he can get to
if the principle is the same. They've got to do by lap 40. They'll have to do 20 laps, but he'll only have to stop once, and they'll have to stop twice.
Well, no, they've only got one more stop as well.
They'll have to stop once, but they're stopping before lap 40 anyway. So
yeah, so
what I mean,
he's pretty much in the game again now, isn't he? If he can make it all the way to lap 40. So
you know what? He almost needs his teammate Gerardo to go in front of him.
Yeah.
But Gerardo stopped on 19 as well.
Oh, okay, so
and did Taliancic stop on 19 too?
18. No, he was quite early, wasn't he?
No, he's got to try and make these moves here.
Yeah, he's got to get by.
And they're not going to fight this either because they can't really.
No. Yeah, I'm sure the two teammates are just working together right now.
Oh, pops him off there though. It would annoy Taliancic if Gerardo has a move up the inside here.
Boosterman in 12th. He's had his third stop. But remember, he's going to probably end up on 4.
He pitted on lap 1 though, didn't he?
Yep.
It's going to be a 4-stop strategy. What an interesting race we've got here though.
Yeah, we've got to figure out where...
I've still got no idea what's going to happen.
I mean, it's worth pointing out that Tanaka did not pit. He's still leading by 23.2 seconds.
The lap time is when he comes across this time though,
exactly.
mate. It's not quick because look at...
Well, this might be, but 5 laps.
Yeah, but he's losing 50 kilometers an hour on the straight. He needs to get in the pits, and he needs to do it now.
He's going to go with it. He's going to throw it. I mean, he's committed to that.
There's no point, though, is there?
See what the lap time says. Comes across the line.
Right, it's not 50 kilometers an hour, but it is.
Not registering the time.
It is 20 k's down on the straight, mate.
Yeah.
20 k's.
If it's not registering the time for me, have you got anything showing on your screen?
No, nothing
so
at
that
all.
Tells
he's got a black flag.
He's got a meatball, yeah, exactly that. So he's going to try it as long as he can.
I don't see the point. He's got less than half the rate. He's got 1 out 57 minutes left. 58 minutes, and
well, I think if he was trying, if he can come in on 39, obviously he's got to do 21.
Right, well,
he's got to do a 21 lap stint.
That's going to be impossible, surely.
So.
Surely he can't save 2 laps of fuel around the track like Monza. You know, this isn't the Hungaroring we're talking about on Monaco, where
Pannoni into the pits.
Use any fuel, do you know?
Yeah, he hasn't made it either. They've done 2 lots of 19, so.
Yeah, but they might have realised that Tanaka's crashed.
Yeah. Splash and dash.
Wow. Again, but Tanaka's going to get a fast repair when he comes in.
Yeah, exactly.
Potentially, anyway, unless he used it in the first stint, which it's possible, but...
Yeah, this is the thing. Sometimes it can glitch out like that, can't it?
You have a button to tick, though.
Yeah, that's right. They did add that, didn't they?
So you can choose. You don't have to take it. Is he coming in this time? No.
Okay. So he's going to be on the end of 39, maybe 40. So, just hearing from John Roberts as well on the chat that you actually get 4 laps. You get you have 3, don't you? And then it's like, right, if you don't come in, you're getting the penalty. So yeah, he's got 4 laps to do it. So that might take him to where he needs to get to make this 2-stop strategy work.
Trust the BSRTC driver to tell us how many laps you have to serve a meatball.
Yeah, because they should never know, should they?
They should know every single week.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Sorry, John. Oh, I'll tell you what.
He's still giving it large.
He's lost a lot of weight from the car, if that's any consolation to him. He's lost the front right quarter panel. He's lost the rear right quarter panel. He's lost the front panel. He's lost the bonnet. He's lost the rear wing. He's lost the boot. I mean, you know when they talk about racing teams when they just buy a shell? That's pretty much what he's got, isn't it?
Few people into the pits now as well. So Perez
What's that sticking out of the back of the boot? Is that part of the roll cage, or is it like?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We spotted that earlier on someone else's.
A crowbar or something? I don't know.
Right, so what's going on further down then? Let's just leave him to do his next couple of laps. So, Gerardo comes out in 5th. Is that going to be 5th? No, Klosterman just gets past as well. So,
Klosterman's not doing too badly out of all.
He's into a top 5 position right now, and I think some of this is genuine as well. Looking at everybody else is on two stops, so that's a genuine 5th place for him. We said that he might well do it. 79 seconds behind the leader.
Going to end up making 4 stops though, isn't he? Tanaka needs to pit soon, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I think these guys are going to have to pit again as well.
The question is, right, what's the total pit lane loss?
I can't tell you that with my current app I've got open.
I'll tell you that then. What was so Talyancic did 26-second stop? Was that right?
Yep. Naka's in.
Right, just quickly then. That cost Talyancic 5, 6, 46, 48, 49 seconds in total. Oh, I tell you, if Tanaka can somehow stretch this out, that extra stop that...
No new car yet.
That stop that he's not taking... But that stop that he's not taking could compensate for the fact he's going to lose quite a lot of time.
Irrelevant, mate. Absolutely irrelevant. He's still sat there right now. No new car. He's having to wait for repairs. So
that'll be required repairs then, I would imagine.
So he did take the... Forgot to untick it at his pit stop, and that's going to cost him, because he still had a chance to win this race. But yeah, he's still in that pit, just waiting. Could well be too much damage. So disaster
that might be the end of it, yeah. And he's going around okay, but... Oh, Talyancic and... just getting past Borges then. Borges won that down. Yeah, he's thrown that away, hasn't he? 2 mistakes, really.
Yep.
You've got to wonder, and again, I don't know whether it has or it hasn't, because we can't really tell, but you've got to wonder whether that little hit of the wall could have affected the drivability through Curva Grande, and maybe that's why he understeered why.
Quite possibly. Yeah, because he did hit it pretty hard, you know. Possible suspension damage there, so... Yeah, one of the championship favourites then, making a big mistake. So right, let's take stock. Has everybody pitted? I think everyone's pitted for a second time. Some have done 3. Drivers a bit down. Do you want to just run us through the order, Andrew, just to give us a bit of an update?
I would do. It's still moving around, isn't it? Because Tanaka still hasn't registered as not being in the race yet. So I'll tell you what. I'll wait until this gaggle of cars have come through, and then I'll give you a full rundown as well. I'll give it another minute or so.
Noni, Gerardo, Phillips. That's not Phillips. He's a bit far out of it. But
that's that group of cars that I'd like to see a proper split for. I reckon, because of course with the retirement of Tanaka, they'd probably gain another 10-15 seconds on the leader.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So once they come through, I can read that out there. But what have they gained back then? 13 seconds. Okay. So. Right, so lap 41, so 2/3 distance. The 60-lap race here at the Autodrome, and that's in Ali Monza on Apex Racing TV. iRacing Live, Andrew Woodhouse alongside Alex Simpson. And it's been a belting race so far in this endurance race. We've had a lot of different things happening. We've had a fair few crashes. We've had great strategy. We've had some excellent overtaking. And after 41 laps, it's Michael Taliancic that leads. He started second, took the lead when Tony Klosterman had a slow down penalty on lap 1. He's currently 8.7 seconds ahead of Domen Gantar in second place. Stephen Lattimore been in the wars today, but he starts, but he's in third position at the moment. He got hit by Jean-Philippe Boussalan at the Ascari after just a couple of laps, and
Tanaka.
And Tanaka.
Yes.
And he went down to about 15th, 16th place. He's battled his way up onto the podium, and he'll be hoping to stay there. Tony Klosterman, stunning pole lap, the only man under 100 seconds, and he ended up with the slowdown, as we said, dropped down to nearly the back of the field. He was last, actually, 29th at one point. He was
drive-through penalty as well. I need to point that out. So
he got a drive-through penalty, did he? Right. Drive-through penalty for not serving the penalty on time, it looks like. And he's now a minute off the lead, but he is in 4th place, given the fact that he's done 3 of his stops. He's going to have to do one more stop before the end of this race. Because he did obviously come into the pits on lap 1. Juan Pablo Tano, in fact, no, he might not have to do another stop.
Yeah, I think he's got one more stop to do, but I think everybody else has got one more stop. So he's on.
Oh, he's done.
He's on. He's on the same strategy
for
now.
Fuel, has he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the same strategy now as everybody else.
Juan Pablo Tononi's in 5th. He started 7th. David Girardo, his teammate, is in 6th. Stephen Phillips is 7th. Klaus Winter 8th. Andres Redondo Perez in 9th. Anthony Woodward in 10th, Kim Holter 11th. In fact, Holter has just taken Woodward, so Woodward's had
Woodward's 18th lap down.
Oh, he's just pitted then, he must have done. Yeah, he was showing his 11th for me. And then Boussalan. It's alright, Boussalan in 11th, 12th Bingham. And then Borges, Dempsey, Woodward, Morrijon, Moons, Kowalski, Belton, Brightwell. Venter is still going. Victor Tanaka is out. Bill Switzer into the pits then for his 3rd stop. He's 2 laps down in 22nd now. The retirements then. Victor Tanaka crashed at Curva Grande, one of the fastest parts of the course. Stefan Spantig was 10 laps down. Stephen Peach 12 laps down. Adam McNally, we lost him at the exit Parabolica. Lewis Bibby, I can't remember what happened to him, why he had to retire at least. Stephen Baxter 20 laps down, what am I doing? And Robert Lundgren 29th, 27 laps down. Alex Roby, Bengalite, they did not take the start. Right, Roby putting in a qualifying time, actually, which is a bit curious. But yeah, Michael Taliancic, Alex, he's on his way to victory.
Well,
We've got a long way to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't speak too soon.
They're all on their way to victory, whether they get there or not. I don't know.
Yeah, true. Obviously, one more stop, a splash and dash, and different amounts of fuel will have gone into everybody's all over this race. So it could be varying amounts of time in the pit that's going to be needed, and who's going to take tyres and go at it, try and get some sort of undercut to catch back up with a splash early as well. And use the fresh rubber for track position.
Now, in a single-seater car, Monza is not a tyre demanding circuit. In these, though, the V8 Supercar with its general
We're seeing drop-off. We are seeing drop-off of about a second a lap over the stint. So a fresh set of boots, is going to help. If you box a bit early, you think, well, I can do it quite comfortably with 15 laps to go. Let's get in now. Let's get some fresh tyres. We're only going to be half a second a lap faster, but I'm still catching up. And I'm getting my splash of fuel in. I've got less fuel to put in than... Oh, who's that spinning in the background? Oh, I can't see... No, it's not.
Oh, did you think a car spun as well?
It did, just going into the Roger.
No, Venter nearly spun, but he didn't quite. He lost it on the way in.
Was it massive sideways?
Yeah, he just lost it on the way in. Had to cut the corner.
Look at that back.
But you were seeing things like I was earlier on. Maybe that's what I saw. Maybe I saw somebody spinning on the way in.
Yeah, exactly. It was Venter. Yeah, just huge sideways moment. Lots of smoke.
Venter's not having the best race out there, I must admit. South African driver. No relation to our Conrad? I don't think so, anyway.
No, not that I know of.
Could be wrong. We could be.
Could have a brother that he doesn't have a brother that he doesn't know. It's on here.
That's it. There we go. It's on iRacing. Only 30 seconds between 4th and 10th, which isn't bad really, considering they've done 44 laps around here. 35 seconds actually. Tony Kloosterman, what was he? He was 55 seconds behind, was he?
50. So he's lost 10 seconds getting through the pack.
It's not bad really.
The two teammates that are trying to help each other draft this race to save as much fuel. Now I think they're going to need like 3 laps of fuel for their splash and dash. So they're going to be really quick in the pits. And maybe can even go no tyres, so they're only going to be in there a few seconds. That could be, you know, these guys could jump back past Kloosterman. They're not going to get any further up because Lattimore and Co are 30 seconds up the road.
Of course, they are driving for the Delta iRacing team together as well. 2 Spanish drivers, I believe.
I'll be happy with that though, you know, as potential top 5, I think, for the team there.
In fact, Tononi's not Spanish. I just need to have a quick look at that because I can't see it. Oh, it's Argentina, I believe.
Yeah, I can't see a flag either.
I believe it's Argentina for Tononi. It's on his rear wing, if you see on the side. Be able to see it, which I missed that for a little bit, so apologies to Juan Pablo there. Of course, there's a track where another famous Juan Pablo, he did the fastest ever F1 lap in the BMW Williams. Broke the qualifying record, 2000.
Are they going to get beat this year?
4, I believe. Maybe, yeah.
Quite possible,
that was nearly a war, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends how much speed they can get through the Parabolica, isn't it? And through Ascari and Lesmo. It's a good.
They've got the downforce now, and they've got the top speed. Yeah, so could be on the offing, I think.
Tell you what, it's that time of the broadcast where I do quick research.
Ball goes into the pits. Bingham into the pits as well. So
the quickest ever lap.
That's more into the pits. Sorry, they're all coming in.
It's all right. I think the quickest ever lap around Monza was Montoya, 1 minute 19.5. I believe that is. Could be wrong, but I'm going to have have another look at that. The race lap record's 1 minute 21.0, which hasn't been beaten since 2004. Rubens Barrichello. Their iRacer, of course.
Had the pleasure of racing against Rubens, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it's like, I must admit, it's very cool to see someone who, you know, you've grown up in, bit of a hero to a lot of people, and yeah, see him on iRacing. He organised a charity race as well, didn't he, last year? And
see, but we are seeing a lot more sort of real life drivers getting involved in iRacing as well. You know, it's definitely
motor racing's expensive, mate. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they can. It does engage their brains in just the same way. You know, they're the
same parts of the brain, isn't it? Usually.
Yeah. It does. I mean, you don't get the adrenaline rush thrill, I feel, that you would for like pulling, you know, 4 or 5G
or 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. But I still get quite a, and I'm sure everybody else is the same. I still get quite a buzz when I'm in a good, close, hard-fought battle. You know, there's nothing like it.
That race I won a few weeks ago in the IMSA. You know, you were buzzing for ages after that. It's fantastic. The qualifying time, incidentally, last year's pole, Lewis Hamilton 121.1, which is a couple of seconds. Well, it's 1 and a bit seconds off, 1.5 seconds, I think, off of Montoya's time.
Well, so I think have it, to be honest.
It could be gone. That could well be gone because although the slightly less top speed than last year, probably because of the extra drag, so that'll balance it out. A little bit. Maybe a track like this is one where we won't see a massive improvement. Why was because this begs a question. Was it just sheer downforce why that Williams was so quick? Because in theory they were because they were worse in the slow corners. Those groove tyres didn't give a great deal of.
Yeah, it was just like you say. It was just
grip.
the sheer amount of downforce that they had. Now, I just want to pick up on something that could be interesting here. I don't know, maybe not. No, forget it. It's not interesting at all because I would be talking out of my yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the downforce.
Sphincter.
That's all it was. It was able to carry like minimal wings, but still absolutely have loads of downforce. Like if you've ever run like the F1 car, and here you can run it on low downforce, and it's a bit tricky to drive, but you run it on high downforce through here, and you're so much faster through the corners. But of course, you lose way more than you do on the straights. So you have to run a low downforce setting. So with the amount of downforce they had back then, when they were trying to slow them down with the groove tyres, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, like I say, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see it. It definitely could go this year, I think, because wasn't Hamilton's pole at Silverstone equal to a record lap in terms of speed or something? So
I think
speed?
Yeah, like the average top speed or something like that. Yeah.
So I mean,
sorry, not average top speed, but the highest average speed.
And you saw qualifying, British Grand Prix qualifying. That was a drying track. That was not a ideal track condition for Lewis Hamilton than what he had. And it was, and to be honest, it wasn't even probably the best lap he could have done. It wasn't a fantastic lap. Yeah, it was such a fast lap and everything else that you've got to believe that if that was a fully rubbered in track and a perfect lap like Lewis can do on some situations, I think that would be
another second possibly available there. You know?
Yeah, there was a lot of time available for him, I think, on that one. Did you see the qualifying earlier on? No spoilers or anything, but did you watch it?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
It was very good, I won't spoil it. It's definitely worth a watch. I spoiled one driver's result, but that's it.
Enter,
oh, who's that without a bonnet? Richard Brightwell. Is he been like that for a while?
I think so. The Phantom 71 not having the team's not having the best of races out there, is it?
Not really. No. Gantar comes across in the lead.
When did Gantar pit? Was that was it 1938? Was it?
No. 19 and 33.
Okay, so yeah, so he's definitely going to have another stop.
I mean, if we go by 19 laps, because that would be the ideal time for him, wouldn't it? Then you're looking at lap 52, so another 4 laps.
Last stop though was quite short, 24.6 seconds. So I think he's.
Maybe he shot field a little bit there, and he's going to.
Yeah, I think he's due in any time.
And actually, that would probably collaborate with the data, the fact that he's starting to go faster again. So 41.4 last time. Oh goodness me! Big sideways moment coming out of Lesmo 2. Such a fun car to watch the drivers drive, isn't it? The V8 Supercar, because it really does have a mind of its own sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just hearing word. We've not seen it. Let's see if we can find it. Car number 10 of David has had some technical issues.
Who's that? Gerardo, is it?
Gerardo, yeah.
Technical issues? Let's have a look.
Gonna see if I can find him. We missed him.
Was it more than a technical issue? Was there a racing issue there as well?
Well, no, it's more of a hardware issue actually. I'll just get that in a second. I just need to find him.
That is gonna be Doug. Oh, spin!
Just watch it back. Yeah, so we're hearing like the wheel clamp or something along those lines.
Or maybe it's come loose.
Exactly. And yeah, caused him some problems.
He spins and he retires. Oh, battle on the circuit, side by side, Alec Kowalski and Anthony Woodward.
I'm still watching this replay. We're going to find out what's done, and then we'll try and hit that one back if we can.
They're still side by side, so you haven't missed it yet.
Typical.
And still, it's okay. It's in Lesmo too.
Okay, yeah, we're just about to see it then. All out of shape coming off, and Oh, didn't really hit anything, so it could have continued. But yeah, when your wheel comes off, not a lot you can do, is there?
Not really. I mean, you know, we've heard stories in the past about people, you know, pulling their power cable out by accident or something. I've done that as well, and it's.
Well, if you're my dad, you pull your wheel off your G27, you know, Hulk styly. Rah! Do you know what I mean? The thing just snapped in his hand. So
I tell you, that is about spot on. Speaking of Hulk, it's got it written on the back of his rear wing, Alec Kowalski. You need to go back and watch probably the last lap actually of these two. And I want you to go through it as well, because
it's a bit of a poor exit out of Lesmo too, and this is where they start to go side by side into Skari. Kowalski covering the inside at the moment, and oh, that's good. Gets a great run. Does Moons? Was it Moons or was it Woodward? Sorry, it was Woodward, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then back again after the slipstream going into the parabolica, sort of chucks it up the inside. I'm going to give him the best run, and I think Woodward's going to come back at him. And actually manages to maintain round the outside. Pure drag race down, no slipstream involved. I do love that. You can see he's got the quickest car. And there's nothing between them whatsoever, being a spec series. Ford v Holden. Yeah, once again, Kowalski just covers the inside, going to Curva Grande, tucks back in for Woodward. Find himself in front shortly. Oh, breaking late into the Roger. Oh, all out of shape coming off of there as well. This is great little battle. Through Lesmo 1, massive understeer there for Kowalski. Holds on to it though, and then I think it settles itself down. And when does Woodward get back by? They're away at the minute.
It's still, well, it was still going on as recently as half a lap ago. And in fact, Boosaland's got involved now, so you might as well just keep watching it until it finishes, and it hasn't finished yet. So
get back to the live. We were a couple of minutes behind. So
yeah, well, that's it. But it's so good. It was still going. Woodward got by at the Roger. Now Boosaland's got past.
Boosterman into the pits for the final time as well. But what? Seems like an extra pit stop to me. But yeah, am I right there? Klusterman extra pit stop. That's
he did crash earlier on, didn't he? Though
that's 5 stops that he's had now.
It wouldn't surprise me though, because 1 or 2 were for damage, weren't they? I think.
It doesn't look like he's pushing. He's got problems.
Made a mess of.
These guys are coming up on him as well. So.
Well, he was coming past. He's just come past them. You see. He's come past them. But now he's making mistakes. But Woodward, I think, has had a slowdown because he's dropping back a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm just not sure why the extra stop. We expected to see him on a total of 4. He's on 5 now. It's pretty close at the front, Andrew. Look at this.
Quick look, sorry about that. Yeah, and that's involved in this battle, actually, isn't it? Pretty much. That's just ahead, or in the middle of the battle that we were watching.
Yeah, and that's after all the pit stops have panned out. We missed that just a little bit. That Ganter, obviously, he went a little bit longer, and Yeah, so the difference
So-
between the stops time, and that's what you get for saving the fuel. It was if we just bring up the pit stop counters there as well, 20 dead for Ganter when he come out. So apologies for missing that live as it unfolded, but 28.6 for Michael. So it was 8.6 caught up. So they're absolutely nip and tuck again. And it's on, really. Who was the... yes, I think Ganter's going to have the fresher tyres. Lapping at 140.6 the last time by. So
There
he's
we go,
definitely
it's
got
on.
the high ground right now.
Yeah, it's on the very similar pace now. The Ganto we've seen in previous races last season, and this season he comes on strong at the end, and he's almost pushing him through the corner.
Yeah, he's got quite a bit more pace at this particular point. Those tyres helping him out.
Lucky for them that they've
Big
cleared
time.
that scrap that we were watching, though,
Yeah.
most of it. Anyway, Woodward, Kowalski, and Kim Holter's coming up on that battle as well. You see, have you noticed how all the battles are just sort of converging now as it's come later on in the race? You're getting that big that mid-pack battle is absolutely massive between, like you say, it's Moons, Kloosterman, Boussalan, Kowalski, Woodward, Holter, Borges, and Bingham. That's within about 10 seconds of each other.
Yeah, crazy.
And there's a move, is there? Yes, it's Woodward again on Kowalski. Trying to cut the inside. We're going to look at the lead battle because I think we need to give it some love. With only 7 laps to go here at Monza. Alex, what a race this has been, mate. It's been fantastic so far.
Ebb and flow, doesn't it? The whole race long. We've had some major accidents and some plot twists and everything in here. So great. But that camera's focusing in the wrong place.
Get Game of Thrones. This is the real entertainment. Okay, maybe not, but
I was about to say I wouldn't go that.
I'm only bitter because I can't watch Game of Thrones legally.
Neither can I, but that doesn't mean I haven't watched it.
There you go. To be fair, I still didn't get past Series 4, but that's another story for another day. So, Talyancic then. We're desperately trying to hang on against Dom and Gantar.
Good exit for Gantar there. Lesmo a little bit wide. He's really trying to carry as much speed as he can.
And
Not
the
quite as
thing
much
is, at
of
the
a
moment,
draft.
the traffic's helping him.
Yeah, maybe that's why actually the traffic ahead just getting that little bit of draft, because he really didn't close up at all going into Ascari, a bit wide.
I'm surprised that the draft is so ineffective really in this car. Not ineffective completely, but it's not as much as you think, 'cause it's a big old car.
Yeah, you'd think it'd punch a massive hole through the air, wouldn't you?
And this is where Talyancic, he has to stay behind Boussalan at least. Probably on the main straight, he has to tuck in behind that Phantom 71 car. He has to get as much slipstream as he can. But I'm not sure it's going to help him. Here comes Gantar. As we've passed the full Grand Prix distance, lap 55 now. 200 miles we've driven. Out of the way goes Boussalan, so it's just the leaders to battle it out. The side-by-side, Alex, after over an hour and a half of racing. Gantar is through. He jumped the gun.
Yeah, will he be able to
his
pull
tyres
away
are
now?
too
This
good.
is the thing.
I think his tyres are too good. I'm not sure Michael can stay with Doman here. What he's got to do is he's got to drive the second half of this lap like his life depends on it, because if he can stay with him, he can keep that slipstream and maybe have a go on the final lap, but that's about all he can hope for at this point.
Yeah,
Gantar looks quick out there.
yeah, you're right. He has to, and he has to maybe let the rubber even out a little bit. Cars seem to the lap time seem to level off just a fraction, so possible.
He will
Use the
close a
draft
bit
to
in the
stay in
draft.
contact, or maybe even just go straight back past now if he gets an opportunity. That's where you see the difference of the rubber, right there, 0.2 of a second,
Oh,
just through Ascari, that sort of medium high-speed section where you're really loading up the tyre, and that fresh rubber makes a huge difference. And this is going to be, this is going to be tricky for Michael to be able to hold on here. I think we get a good run out of Parabolica for Gantar. That's 0.9 of a second now, so he's really opening up that gap. I don't think we're going to see him close. Let's look at the speeds between the two. I don't think we're going to see any kind of slipstream effect from this far back. It's minimal, but it is still there. He's closing in.
And it's only going to help towards the Roger. You know, he's getting there.
Half a second it's come down to. So that was a good 0.3 of a second that he closed back up. So, but
fast corners, more commitment than tyres. This car, anyway.
This lap might be the difference.
Oh, Gantar's messed up the Roger. He messed up his braking at least. That was about a quarter of a second lost. He had a massive twitch on the way in, and he's missed the first Lesmo, but I think he's just carrying that speed now.
Yep.
Going hell for leather. He just needs to break Talyancic, and once he's done that, Alex, I don't think we're going to see him again. At least, well, Talyancic isn't going to see him again.
Yeah, Gantar, Talyancic, sorry, and Lattimore is your top three. Perez fourth. Tononi
That's
is
a good race by Perez.
Fifth. Those guys really are just in no man's land at the minute. Great battle between Klosterman and Victor, 8th and 9th place for those guys, and then a huge gaggle, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. But we'll stick with this lead battle. Still
that is
half a second apart.
That is a massive race for Perez, isn't it? 12th to 4th.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's an outstanding job.
It's worth pointing out Perez only done 2 stops. So he might have a little splash and dash at the end, or maybe he's the one driver that's going to make this strategy work. It's 2 stops.
I'll just quickly have a look at that. Lap 19 and lap 38, he probably will need a splash.
Yeah.
In which case, he probably won't. He'll probably lose out to Tononi. We'll see.
And the rest, I think he's going to be right down by Klosterman and the likes of them.
Talyancic is fairly close still. He didn't lose out, did he, much on that last lap? Maybe the slipstream just...
He was actually quicker by 0.2 of a second that lap, so yeah, he's using the draft to full-on effect here. Just make sure he doesn't overshoot the corners like that. Just went in a bit deep.
Not a great line.
Lost him a bit of time.
He needed to be on the same line as Gantar there, really.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's difficult to see out of this car, though, isn't it? Like when you've got such a big car in front of you.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? He's right tucked up close, so he's...
Oh, there's been a... I wonder if that's been a spinner or a crash.
I don't think so. I think it's just a wide through the dust, you know, people can really kick it up there.
Taking a lot of dust back onto the circuit with them. That was, by the way, coming up on a group with Brightwell, Morrison and Klosterman. And in fact, Brightwell's gone over the Ascari. So that's what Gantar needs.
Well, they'll get out of the way and... No problem.
Conclusion we've got coming up though, surely. Fantastic race we're having.
2 laps to go. Let's just look at this Woodward, Holter, and Jorge battle. 11th, 12th, and 13th. In the background, Bingham just a couple of seconds off of that. These 3. Nip and tuck, converge back in the middle. All on radically different strategies as well. Last pit stop times was 16.4 for Borges. Woodward 32.7. Holter 28.4. So they're all over the shop, and now they've all converged back in the same bit of tarmac. As they're side by side, Holter and Woodward.
That sounds about right. I will say. Hang on. Where's Talyancic gone?
And Lattimore, 2 cars just disappeared off the server.
Please don't tell me that's the dreaded...
Did we lose Matthew Belton as well at the same time?
I'm not going to mention what I think it is, but could that be... Or could that be the issue that afflicted Le Mans? Has that ruined our race?
Perez is in. I think it has ruined our race. They're not back.
I was just going to say that the Michael was... Ooh. He back for a second there?
Pings, what's the pings and the servicing status saying? I can't see that without bringing it up on the broadcast.
Ping is high. Belton, Lattimore, 366, but they're Australian drivers. All 3 of them are Australian drivers, Alex. Lattimore, Australia, New Zealand drivers at least.
It's going to be a connection problem.
And they've all been
to
kicked at the same time, haven't they?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Gutted. Absolutely gutted.
What a shame. Not the way you want it to end at all.
Unfortunately, that's what you have to deal with. We don't have random engine failures or random punctures and mechanical things.
You don't have like the mechanic not screwing a nut on or something.
Exactly, yeah. Our random things are connection drop issues, I'm afraid. And that's what we've just seen there, so it's gutting for those drivers.
And hardware failures like we saw earlier.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we have to deal with. It's just a different type of thing, so you're not gonna, you know, it's irritating, but yeah, it does happen. You have to take the run with this. Yeah. Oh well.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's not be all doom and gloom about it, just for the reason that, no, Perez.
They did clock back in for a second there because I've just had some updated times.
Oh, Michael's back.
No, he's not. He's not back.
Oh, no. Are they actually still going round?
I think they are, but
we can't see them. The scoring is updating, isn't it?
Lattimore not now though. He's dropping down the order.
See what we get, because they've definitely done more than one lap since it happened.
Yeah.
We'll have a look, because it says, now it's gone.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely gone. So at the minute, we've got Gantar obviously leading. He's coming on to the final lap, but we've got Phillips, Winter, and Perez only 3 seconds apart, battling over second place.
Yeah, Winter 0.8 of a second, 0.7 of a second.
And he's closing in at 1.3 seconds a lap on Phillips.
Yeah. It's had 4 stops as Winter. So,
but remember, they've just entered lap 59, so they've got 2 laps to go. Winter with 4 stops, but well,
it's going to end up with a second place here. And we thought the 2-stop strategy was going to be the one.
Well, we were talking about Game of Thrones earlier on. Winter is here. Is Winter going to be going through anytime soon, though? That's the thing.
And the 4-stop strategy, he's just gone pure for absolute outright pace with the tyres, hasn't he? So,
and in fairness, he won't have lost that much time putting fuel in either, really.
All short stops.
4 short stops. I mean, do we know what his pit stop times are?
I can only see the last one, and even that actually wasn't that short. It was 27.6 seconds. So
yeah, that was longer actually than, and that was only on lap 47. So it's not like he needed to fuel up for a long time. But maybe some of these weren't. Maybe some of them weren't taking tyres, or no, it's a tough one. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Really, when we see the pit stops as well, because there's nothing to really indicate that.
That's it. He's got 1 lap to get it done. 0.3 of a second back. Looking at the speed, he's got a reasonable overspeed. Here comes
Domin Gantar, though, and to my knowledge, he's never won a European V8 supercar race. He's always been up there. He's always been consistent. But today it's his time. Today it's his time to win here at Monza. Domin Gantar crosses the line and takes this 60-lap epic. Phillips versus Winter, then Alex.
Still holding on.
Battle.
Oh, rough ride out of the Roger there for Winter.
I think Perez is out of it unless.
And only dropping down the order as well, right on the last lap. What's that all about?
I hope that's not the same thing. Or has he crashed? I'm not sure. I'll have a little look at that in a bit.
Might be leaving this a bit late, Winter. A fresher rubber out there, but can't seem to do anything with it. Closing in. Like I say, just a second a lap faster, so I think he should be able to really get up to him and get by, but...
It's like he's just got there and he's suddenly just assumed Phillips' pace. Although Phillips has picked up the pace. He did a 43.4 and the 43.0, but he just did a 42.5. Basically means that was only half a second slower than Winter. It's going to be very close to the Parabolica for the final time. I don't think Winter can do it, but see, Stephen Phillips, though, by the way, that was after crashing out of 5th place, remember? He's going to come across and he's going to finish 2nd. And Klaus Winter's going to get on the podium. And Andres Perez is 4th, and it's going to be a top 5 finish. You said it could happen. For Tony Kloosterman, the Canadian driver, the reigning champion. 5th place.
Fantastic drive. 5 stops.
5 stops.
Yeah, fantastic.
1 stop for every one of his positions.
Still finishes on the lead lap as well. Pretty impressive.
Good work by Tony Kloosterman. His fastest lap, incidentally, was 1:40.9.
Yeah, not the quickest. Danta 40.6.
Yeah.
So.
That's a brilliant lap, by the way. I didn't even notice he was going that quickly. Oh, I tell you what, though, that was a shame because we would have had a battle on our hands. Michael was just starting to get hold of the tyres and get hold of the race again, I think, and get back to Ganter. I think Ganter had something on maybe in reserve, maybe a tiny bit, but it was just going to heat up, wasn't it?
Yeah. You take us through those final stand-ins. I'm going to hop on to Discord with my stream PC and see if the permissions have been updated. And
will you still hear me, or will I cut out again?
Oh no! We'll still
be
hear.
All right?
Yeah, we'll still hear.
No worries. I just don't want to start it if I was going to stop halfway through. No worries. Okay, so what a fantastic race we had here tonight at Monza. Brilliant advert for V8 Supercar Racing. It's a shame we had the disconnections at the end, but still a fantastic event. Domen Gantar winning the race then, 60 laps done in a time of 1 hour 44.2, 21 seconds, 0.6. Stephen Phillips, he was 82.8 seconds behind, but he won't care. He takes 2nd place, and I believe that might be his best finish in the series. Klaus Winter was 3rd, having started 13th. Andres Perez gained 8 positions up to 4th. Tony Kloosterman, well, it's not often you'd be disappointed with the top 5, but the slowdown in the first lap and then the drive-through penalty really killed his evening. He still finishes in the top 5, which, to be honest, under these circumstances, and with retirements for Tanaka, Taliancic, well, I think that's the result, don't you? Juan Pablo Tononi, the Argentine driver, in 6th place, with Jean-Philippe Boussalan in 7th, 1 lap down. Jose Borges in 8th, Anthony Woodward in 9th, Kim Holter 10th, 11th Peter Bingham, Victor Morajon was 12th, Richard Dempsey 13th, 14th for Ronald Moons, 9 positions gained, as was for Alec Kowalski. That was the last car running, actually, at the end of the lap. Last car, a 1 lap down at least. Michael Taliancic in the end finished 16th, having disconnected with 3 laps to go. Big shame for him. I think he would have definitely been on the podium. Stephen Lattimore, likewise, really. Johan Venter, eventful race for the South African, finishes 18th, 19th for Bill Switzer, 20th Richard Brightwell, Matthew Belton 21st. Belton was a disconnection. Brightwell, I think, just had a few issues. Then the retirements. Then the other retirements. David Gerardo, 14 to go. Tanaka, 21 laps down. Stefan Spantig, 24th. Stephen Peach, 25th. Adam McNally, 26th. Lewis Bibby, 27th. 28th for Stephen Baxter. 29th for Robert Lundgren. And Ben Galite and Alex Roby did not take the start.
Thank you for that, mate. Yeah, well, we're just trying to see if we can work something out with the permissions. So we might be able to get in there, which means you might have to head over there as well, mate. But yeah,
give me the shout when you need me to do that.
At the minute, it's nothing. So I'll tell you what we'll do. See if it can be done.
Go for a little break.
Well, yeah, we could go for. I tell you, we will go for a little break. But and then we'll bring back a restart, a recap of the start. And then hopefully that'll be sorted out. If it's not, I'm afraid we've tried our best, guys, to get me in there. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not happened. So let's go for a quick advert break. We'll try and sort something out, and then we will. We'll be back in a bit.
It's only going to be a couple of minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, welcome back everybody to Apex Racing TV and the post-race show here for the PenPower Euro V8 Supercar Series. Alex Simpson, Andrew Woodhouse in the booth. We've been trying to get some sort of permission sorted if we could get the interviews. I'm very sorry, it hasn't happened, so all the drivers waiting in there as well. I'll have a little chat to them on my other PC in a moment, but yeah, we're not going to be able to get that done. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's obviously the setup here that we have, obviously we have a gaming PC that sends the image to a streaming PC, so they both have to be logged in at the same time. I can't physically do it any other way, so they both need permissions. I'm stepping in for Sam, who's who's away this week, so it was kind of like a bit of a late minute thing, but yeah, we're just told that I think Clyde's at a wedding, so he's not been able to get that sorted, so it's been unfortunate, but we'll have a little recap of the start anyway though, Andrew.
Yeah, we'll do that. Of course, that leaves me completely unprepared. Let's have a look. I don't know if I can go back. I might not be able to go back that far, actually.
Well, you're okay, because I
can only go back to lap 24, so you'll have to take me through that one, I'm afraid.
Just waiting, so...
Fortunately, that's what happens when your PC's not as good.
Lots of bings going on in the background here as well, so... Apologies for all that. Hear it? Will. Right, away from the start then, so it was a good start. I don't know who it was on the sort of the inside of the circuit, absolute blinder. Only no issues. I'm just we need to pay attention to him really, see where he gets his slowdown, because that's what had a major impact on his race. The rest of the field, still a great start. Obviously, there's the couple of bits of contact through the Roger, but
yeah, we had Winter, didn't we? Actually,
yeah,
Winter was the one who was
Winter.
in serious trouble at the beginning.
At the back, so
that's why he did 4 stops then.
Yep, yeah, exactly. No issues. Oh, yeah, there it is in the background. No issues through the first chicane there for Klusman. So, although, no, I tell you what, it was that first chicane because he's instantly moved over to the inside, so he just took a little bit too much of the curb, and that's what's caused the problem there. So that's where he's done it, and he's not served it going up this back straight towards the Ascari in time, and that's where he's got his drive-through penalty. So that's that one. That's a bit unfortunate. They've all moved channels. Let's see if I can
get it. Was just a little bit of a...
Yeah, they've all moved into the broadcast channel. I still can't get the my other streaming machine into that one. It doesn't have permissions for either channel, I'm afraid. It's got no permissions. So, yeah, it's just a bit unfortunate. We'll have to get Sam to do a few extras next week, mate.
Well, I'm sure we will. We can talk about this week's race as well.
Still been a fantastic race, though.
Oh, brilliant! And I've loved every minute of it. But yeah, mate, thank you for joining me.
No, it's been a pleasure.
I literally could not have done it without you, but I think you enjoyed that one just as much as I did.
Yeah, fantastic race all round. Really enjoyed. That's what you like to see when you come in to cover. It's an exciting one that you can follow.
Hopefully, we can bring you back for some other ones.
Well, I hope so. I'm a lot freer now as well. This after sort of next couple of weeks, the workload should calm back down again.
Right, nice. Well, you never know. We might be able to get you in the booth with myself and Sam when that comes round as well in a few weeks' time. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. We've loved having you spend your Saturday evening with us. What a great race we had today as well. Domen Gantar takes his first win. I'm very, very pleased for him. He's worked very hard over the last few months or so, and it's paid off. We're taking the victory here. He may have won it already. He may have won it on merit, I think, regardless of any other retirements. I think he was going to do it. Brilliant strategy, brilliant driving, and yeah, fully deserved. All right, thank you for watching, everybody. From Apex Racing TV, from iRacing Live, from all of us here, it's goodbye, and we'll see you on Tuesday morning for the Rick Mistake Sports Car Series. See you there.